Welcome and glad to have you. It is a Wednesday. It is a hump day. It is a day in many different facets that you ask a lot of questions today. The number one question, obviously, has been and will continue to be until we hear something concrete is, what is it going to take to get Aaron Rodgers back? We'll get into that discussion coming up here in just a little bit. Obviously, the Brewers, they take a 7-1 beatdown yesterday. Corbin Burnes did not look like Corbin Burnes, but that's okay. Look, he has pitched extremely well. Didn't get a lot of run support. 2 hit yesterday, so not the best of circumstances for the Brewers as they ended up falling yesterday. You got the Bucks getting ready to head to Miami a little bit later on today. They're going to be heading down there to take on the Heat coming up tomorrow night. The Bucks leading that series 2 games. And is that series over? Is that series over? And some feel that it is. The Bucks had a little bit of a back and forth struggle in game 1 on Saturday. Then the just flat out butt whooping they gave them as they shot the lights out on Monday night. Now they head back down to Miami and they get ready to take the Heat on in game 3. If they, they always say, well, it's not really a series until a road team wins a game. And I agree, but I think the Bucks are out to, even though Giannis threw some doubt out there, threw some shade out there when he said, well, I don't know, things are, this is going to be a tough team. It's almost like he was being coy in saying he wasn't really sure how tough this was going to be. No, they've got him. I'm feeling pretty good about this. So I'm not at all worried about the Milwaukee Bucks losing to, in any way, shape, or form, the Miami Heat. So I think that's pretty much a done deal. So the question of the day, the question that continues to spin, obviously, is the Aaron Rodgers saga as we continue to read into that in so many different ways. We're going to hear from Matt LaFleur, his message to the team. We're going to hear his presser, which I found rather interesting after going back and listening to it. We're going to hear from Adrian Amos and such coming up. So, and everything that's going on. Now, here's the question, and this was posed to me this morning, and I was at the gym this morning, and I was talking to a couple of people in the gym about all of this. So the question is that we get talking, and they say, Bill, what does Aaron Rodgers want? Is it money? Is it power? And I don't know. I don't know specifically. So on one hand, you've got Rodgers being somewhat cryptic. It's more what he didn't say than what he did say. He didn't say that he wasn't coming back. He didn't say that he was demanding a trade. He didn't say that he didn't want to play for the Green Bay Packers anymore. He didn't say that he did. He didn't say that he wanted to come back. He didn't say that, he's looking forward to playing somewhere else or looking forward to playing at Lambeau Field. He talked about the people. He talked about the culture. He talked about the philosophy. Usually when you hear a parting of the ways, it's usually a company that says, well, we're going in different philosophical directions. That's usually one of those, okay, we're firing you, but we're going to give you a little dignity to get out of here. And you're kind of like, you know what? I wasn't happy here anyway, so screw you too. But I just wanted to hang on to my job till I found something else. But timing is what it is. Things didn't work out. Okay, everybody's been there, right? Now, there is only, 1 or 2 wide receivers that showed up to camp this OTA. The majority aren't there. So some are speculating that there's this show of solidarity. It's Aaron's guys. So I always ask, what is the outcome? What is the demand? What is the desire? What is the end game? What is the end game? Let's just say that this is exactly what's going on, that the speculation is true. He's not, he's not there. I don't know if he's not coming back or not, but he's not there. Okay? And his guys aren't there. Let's just say it is a show of solidarity among the wide receiving core. Okay. What's the end game? What are they proving? You know, what is the desire? What is the craved outcome? You know, that's what I look to. Okay, you can be mad. All right. What's it going to take to get you back? You know, if the Packers have not played this card yet. So if this all goes awry and it starts to get snippy in public, the Packers have not played the card of we flew out there not once, not twice, but 3 times. We initially rebuffed his offer. And that's kind of what this also, I think, this is where the bomb went off. You know, Jordan Love lit the fuse. That pick lit the fuse. But the bomb went off if the reports are true that Rodgers approached him at the end of the season and said, I want this. I want guarantees. I want to be a Packer. Now, remember, again, this is a guy that wants to be a Packer the rest of his life. This is what you as fans, you and I want. You want your superstars to remain. We wanted Giannis to stay in Milwaukee. We wanted Christian Yelich to sign a long-term deal. We wanted that. You know, we felt bad when Prince Fielder didn't stay. You know, we felt bad. It was like, we really wanted that guy. We felt bad when CeCe took $150 million and went to New York. We wanted our guy to stay, but can't afford him, small market, no hometown discount. You know, it's been a while since you've had those guys that have wanted to stay. Christian Yelich wanted to stay. All right, way to go, Christian. Thanks for giving us a discount. Perfect. Giannis took the Supermax. We know he's committed. He loves Milwaukee. This is awesome. You want Aaron Rodgers to stay. So he's fighting to stay. He's fighting for 2 things. One, his legacy. He wants to win. He sees the window closing. He knows that the end of his career is now visible in the distance. He wants to win. Let's win and win now. Don't blow me off for years 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's win now. Let's win now. Worry about next year. Let's win. Let's go. Come on. We got more Super Bowls to get while I'm here. I get it. There's a sense of urgency. But the cat wants to stay. So let's say he went to the team the end of the season and said, hey, look, I want this amount of money. Guarantee me that we're going to go the next 3 to 5 years. I know I can play. My legs are good. I feel really good about where I'm at. I'm in a happy state. My personal life is good. My professional life is good. I'm coming off of an MVP season. Every time you doubt me, I'm going to prove you wrong. So let's do this. Let's do this. And they rebuffed him. If the reports are true, the Packers went, yeah, maybe we'll give you another year, but yeah, you know. And he was like, what? Everything you've asked me to do, I've done. Everything you've asked me to prove, I've proven. Yeah, okay. Great. Off they go. So that was it. Boom. Boom. So now what? So now what makes him happy to say, okay, I can climb down off of the mountain I've perched myself upon. I have the dignity to come off the mountain and say, okay, I'm coming back. What do the Packers have to do to allow him to save enough face to come back? It's easy to look him in the eye and go, man up. Come on, dude. There's not a lot of teams out there that, 1, can afford you, 2, that are all set up for you to just walk in and be able to win a championship. And you know your legacy's attached to us. You know the money's attached to us. You know that we have the capability to get right back to where we were. This is the 3rd year of a system in which you've pretty much mastered. Come on. Stop being a dumbass. Let's go. And he can say, look, Jordy wanted to come back. You wouldn't even talk to him. Corey Linsley this past year, you didn't even talk to the man. You didn't even say, Corey, hey, thanks for playing for us. You've whooped some ass in your days here. You know, we just can't afford you. We would love to keep you, but we can't. They didn't even call the man. They didn't even call up and go, hey, Corey, you know what? You ate everything at the buffet. Sorry, talk to you later. You know, it was kind of embarrassing. You need to go. They didn't even, nothing like, hey, how you doing? How's the family? We can't do this. We can't do that. Thank you for your service. Nothing. It was just like silence, crickets. That's the whole point where Aaron Rodgers talks about, hey, there's people that are involved here. Show people a little dignity. So what do they need to do? That one doesn't seem disingenuous, and it seems like they're heartfelt making the offer. What do they need to do? What is going to then be the outcome in all of this? And then if the wide receivers are indeed showing this show of solidarity, don't tell me that this is not a distraction. Aaron Rodgers has to realize it's not about Aaron Rodgers walking through the door and going, you know what? I know this. I got this. I'm Aaron Rodgers. I can play. This is about not being a distraction, not carrying this out throughout the rest of the workouts and into training camp, because you're not going to win anything. You're not going to win a championship. You're not. Teams that have this kind of a distraction, have this kind of angst in a locker room, it doesn't work out. Because the shiny prize is over here. It's not over here. The shiny prize right now is what? Getting Aaron Rodgers back in camp. Right now, you should be coming together going, we've been there the last 2 years and we haven't gotten over the hump. This should be our focus. We should be pissed off that we didn't get a win when we knew we were the better team, and we probably would have won a Super Bowl had it not been for our own mistakes, had it not been for Aaron Rodgers' mistakes. That's what the focus should be. Not about whether or not the greasy, long-haired guy coming off the mountain with the girlfriend that's wearing a bunch of hemp and dancing out in Hawaii is going to come back or not come back, and how you're going to make him happy. He's got to understand that. He's a pro. Come on, man. He's a guy in a locker room. He knows better than this. So if you need to have something happen here, the problem is if he drags this out and decides he just doesn't want to come back, or he wants to come back under the right terms and circumstances, and he's not sitting down and talking to them, then that's on Aaron Rodgers. And whatever happens this season, we're going to come down on him like 6 tons of cement, because this will be his problem that he created and he alone. And he has to take responsibility for it. And if the question is posed to him, if anybody up there has the balls to ask the question and say, Aaron, do you feel that you're putting your teammates, you keep talking about you love your teammates, but don't you feel you're putting them right now in a very bad situation overall as a team? You are contracted to come back and play for the Packers, and because of some kind of ill will between you and Brian Gutekunst, you want to put the entire team, the entire organization that you claim to love in such a bad position? Do you believe that you're doing the right thing? Oh, it's a beautiful mystery. Kiss my ass. Give us an answer. Say something worth substance. So this has, what's the outcome? I don't know. That's a long way to get from point A to point B, but what's the outcome? I want to see Aaron Rodgers come back. I think he gives the Packers the best opportunity to win a championship. You don't get to NFC championship games without him. You just don't. You just don't. So you want to get there again. You want to pound on the door again. You want to kind of correct the mistakes that you've had over the last couple of years, and you want to kick the door down. You want to bust through it, and you want to win a championship. That should be the goal. That should be the goal. And if you restructure your deal, if Devontae Adams signs a new deal, if everything begins to kind of flow financially in the right direction, who knows? Right after June 1st, maybe you put your team in the position as well to go after a defender that could help you, even if it's one guy, even if it's one more depth guy, even if it's a linebacker or an additional depth guy at safety or a defensive line. This is what you need to do. Otherwise, you need to come out and say, you know what? I am not coming back. Period. End of story. Move on without me. Thank you very much. But this, well, we just got to, what we control is what we can control. And come on. You know as well as I do, we're all sitting here waiting. We're all looking at the door. We got one eye. We're working out. Okay, we're lifting weights over here, and we're doing bicep curls. But we all know we got one eye on the door. We're not paying attention to what we're doing. We got one eye on the door. Why? We're trying to see if our quarterback's going to come back, if our leader's going to come back, or if the petulant baby is going to hold out and really kind of throw us all under the bus in doing so. 877-867-1670. Your thoughts. You tell me what you think needs to happen. You tell me what you think needs to happen. 877-867-1670. More of the Bill Michaels Show is next.
Ready? This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
Welcome back to the program. We are glad to have you. Our on-set appearances at Road America are going to be brought to you in part from our friends at Road, Track, and Trail, and they are the world's largest provider and seller of used snowmobiles, ATVs, UTVs, you name it. They've got everything from motorcycles of all types, crotch rockets, a huge multiple showroom. Go to roadtrackandtrail.com, located right here in Wisconsin, roadtrackandtrail.com. That is roadtrackandtrail.com. Some breaking news. Phil Mickelson, Tom Brady, they're going to square off against Bryson DeChambeau and Aaron Rodgers, all in the match on July 6th. Just announced on TNT and Bleacher Report. But, Phil Mickelson, Tom Brady against Bryson DeChambeau in the match. You know, Tiger Woods can't be a part of it, obviously, after his accident. But Aaron Rodgers going to be a part of that. How about that, huh? 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Ronald says, I don't think OTAs are mandatory, are they? No, they're not. But most everybody's there. There's a lot of guys that are there. It is, put it this way, it is noticeable that the wide receivers, the majority of wide receivers are not. And this is not, by something that I specifically brought up. I mean, this is something that has been discussed. This is noticeable via the media that are there covering that team on a daily basis. Now, again, is it something that was planned where they called each other and said, hey, dude, I'm not coming, or you? No, I'm not coming. We're going to hopefully have this thing worked out between Aaron and the team. I don't know. But it is noticeable that they're not there. And again, I don't necessarily know what to make of it, if anything. Who knows? Maybe it means absolutely nothing at all. But it is what it is. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Again, if you want to hit us up, feel free to go ahead and do so. 877-867-1670. Brett says at least 2 of the 5 will not make the roster. Okay. It just, again, I'm not making anything more or less out of this. I'm only going by what those that cover the team on a daily basis are reporting, and that is normally you usually, except for maybe like a Devontae Adams, you usually have everybody there. And the wide receivers are noticeably absent as a group. You're going to get your rookies there, of course. You're going to get young guys there, young guys that are trying to make the team. But you are noticing that some of the names that you normally would see there, that you would assume that would be there, are not there. I don't know specifically if that's, again, something where they all called one another, or if they just decided, each individual has something better to do. I don't know. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. You want to find us? This is from Jim. Jim says, spot on. If Aaron Rodgers drags us out, then he is going to throw everybody under the bus, even the guys that he claims he cares about so much, because we all know this is going to be a distraction until he makes some type of a decision and there's closure in all of this. So either come back or demand publicly to be traded and just get the hell out of here. One of the two. Hopefully I see him come walking through those doors, but I just want to get this saga over with and move on with Packers football. This is from Braun. Braun says Aaron Rodgers is now protesting at the expense of his teammates, the ones that he claims to care about so much. He talks about the coaching staff and his teammates and the fans, yet he doesn't give a damn about any 3 of them, because he is more worried about himself and his new Hollywood lifestyle. I don't know about the Hollywood lifestyle. I'm not going to throw those adjectives out there. I mean, it's kind of weird. He let's be honest. He's lost quite a bit of weight. He's doing the, what somebody had described to me as the Hollywood cleanse. I mean, I don't know what the hell that means. I don't know if that means you're taking a high colonic and next thing you know, you're, pooping your brains out and cleaning out your system, or I have no idea. He did a body cleanse. That's all we know. He's lost 15 pounds. I'll tell you this, that worries me, because last year he worked so hard on his legs in the offseason. I mean, that was one of the things that he attributed to such a good year, was working on his legs, becoming more fit, working on the core, and being able to scramble and being able to throw off the back foot with strength and accuracy. If this year, he's jetting off and hanging out with the fiance. I mean, look, everybody does it. Everybody does it. I mean, you get into a new relationship, or you get into that relationship that you're locked in, man. That's just, you kind of throw everything else out with the bathwater, Just think about it. We've all done it. Suddenly, work gets in the way of life. We've all made that joke. You know, what do you got going on today? I got to go to work real quick because I'm looking forward to doing this. I'm looking forward to going here. I'm looking forward to the trip here. I'm looking, you know, and work is a byproduct. You know, work is a means to an end. That's it. The pride of the job, somewhat, even though you love your job or you love what you do or whatever, it kind of goes out the window. Even if you just take pride in what it is you do personally, that kind of goes out the window because you're just looking forward to the next, you know? So now I wonder, is Aaron Rodgers, how much, I mean, we don't know. We haven't heard from him. How much is he working out? What's he doing in the offseason? Is he doing the same regimen he did last year? Because if he's becoming more laxed at the age of 37, that would scare me. You know? 877-867-1670. Is this all a pilot for a daytime TV show that is called As Titletown Turns? I like the title there, Ronald. I do. I like it. Like it a lot. Like it a lot. Kathleen says, here's my be careful what you wish for thought. Aaron gets traded to the Cowboys and has to work with Mike McCarthy again. Gutekunst actually does get fired and gets offered a job he can't refuse for the Cowboys. And the Packers get the last laugh, and we go on to win a championship. Like it. Like it. Glenn says, I think Rodgers did not want to publicly demand Goody gets fired. He thought if he slyly insinuated he was not being respected by management, the fan base and the national media would beat the drum for change at the top. This isn't really happening, though. No, it's not. Here's the thing. Because he just looks so aloof and so he looked arrogant and aloof. You know? To me, he did. Chris says that the Kenny Mayne interview honestly reminded me of the scene from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Clark's boss, Mr. Shirley, gets kidnapped, brought to the Griswold home, and says sometimes things look good on paper, but lose their luster when you see how it affects real folks. I guess a healthy bottom line doesn't mean much if you have to hurt the ones that you depend on along the way. It's people that make the difference, little people like you. So Carl, whatever you got last year, add 20%. So Aaron, whatever you made last year, add 5 years in Julio Jones. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Gregory says one thing Rodgers left off of the ESPN appearance was that people make up the team. Don't forget, without fans, the team and the organization is nothing more than weekend football and the players having a job. He brought up the fans. Gregory, he brought up the fans. I think he said, people numerous times, and he was alluding to the fans on a couple of different occasions. He talked about the fans. He talked about the players. He said, I love the fans. I love my teammates. I love the coaches. He talked about loving Jordan Love. He then again listed the fans. What he left out was Brian Gutekunst, Russ Ball, and Mark Murphy. Just doesn't happen. Yeah, take a listen. Take a listen to what Aaron Rodgers said when he talked about the people in the organization.
Are you demanding a trade?
With my situation, look, it's never been about, never been about the draft picking Jordan. I love Jordan. He's a great kid. He a lot of fun to work together. I love the coaching staff, love my teammates, love the fan base in Green Bay. It's incredible 16 years. It's just kind of about a philosophy, and maybe forgetting that it is about the people that make the thing go. It's about character. It's about culture. It's about doing things the right way. And a lot of this was put in motion last year, and the wrench was just kind of thrown into it when I won MVP and played the way I played last year. So this is just kind of, I think, the spill out of all that. But look, man, it is about the people, and that's the most important thing. Green Bay has always been about the people. So there you go.
talks about Green Bay being about the people, but he talks about character and culture. Character and culture. It's about the people. It's about those who work, about those who play, about those inside the locker room, all that. But then he gets into the character and culture. Character being a word you want to focus on. Character is something when you're man enough to come down out of your office, look somebody in the eye and say, hey, this is what's going on. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm thinking. Character is about picking up the phone and not leaving a guy twisting the wind, wondering if you're going to call him or not, or if you still want him or not. Character is picking up the damn phone. Character is picking up the phone saying, hey, I don't have an update for you. I don't know what's going on, but I wanted to call you just to tell you so you weren't twisting in the wind, wondering if you thought that I knew something. I don't know what's going on. Character is picking up the phone or walking down and talking to somebody saying, you know what? We're going to let you go. Here's the reason why. Or I wanted to tell you myself. That's character. You know, so when he talks about, you didn't even pick up the phone for Jordy Nelson. Jordy wanted to stay. You didn't even make him a respectable character offer. It was like $1 million. Oh, we'll keep you around, maybe. I mean, you know, but Jordy Nelson, look, he did not set the world on fire with Oakland, but he had Derek Carr throwing to him. And who knows what kind of an asset he would have been as the second or third even wide receiver to Aaron Rodgers that year. Could have kept him around. Character is picking up the phone when Corey Linsley, who has been stellar since the day he walked through the door, you don't even call the man. It's just like, it's the end of your contract, right? Okay. He doesn't know, do you want him back? Do you want to talk to him again? Nothing. Character, pick up the phone. You're not above everybody else. Let people know that you give a damn. That's what he's looking for out of an organization. That's why when he signed the contract, the words were, I want a partnership. That's why that rings so loud. It's not about being part of the group that's going to make the decisions. It's about somebody saying, how you doing today? Hey, how are you and Shailene doing? Hey, what happened with you and Danica? You okay? Do you need anything? Can we help you out? Need an extra day? Do you need us? You want us to come out? You want to fly here? Do you want us to fly you somewhere? Do you want us, anything we can do to help you out? You work, you put your body on the line for a lot of money, and you bring a lot into this organization. What can we do for you? It's not just about the facility. It's the people that make up the company. And that's what he's trying to point at. 877-867-1670 more. The Bill Michaels Show is up next.
This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
Bill Michaels will resume in 5 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 4 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
The Bill Michaels Show on this good Wednesday on the air. I know some of you up north, you got drilled with some weather last night. Man, oh man, oh man. I was watching that giant red banana go across the state last evening. Holy mackerel. Hopefully everybody's okay. It looked like it was brutal. I mean, the wind in my area here in Waukesha was just, it was blustery last night, to say the very least. But it didn't really rain. There was some sprinkles. I mean, enough to get the ground wet for about 10 minutes. And that was it. Everything kind of dissipated. But you go to the southwest, and you could see some of the red blobs and such show up. And then overnight, there was a little bit of rain. But, man, what came across the top portion of the state last night, holy mackerel. Hopefully everybody's okay, because that just looked bad. That just looked awful last night. This portion of the program brought to you by good friends over there at Quick Trip. They are the official fuel provider of the Big Unit Cruiser. They are also the official convenience store of the Bill Michaels Sports Talk Network. So thanks to them for being a part of the program. And also thanks to Quick Trip for having the lowest legal beer prices on 24 and 30 packs as well, including our good friends over there at Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the Bill Michaels Sports Talk Network. Let's see here. Thomas says, so what's the breaking news pop-up last night via Adam Schefter? Love Tanyan. and a 2022 second-round pick for Julio Jones. Where do they get their info? I think it was what would it take, if I'm not mistaken. It was what would it take to make Aaron Rodgers happy and to kind of go from there. I think that's what that was. I don't think it was an actual trade. I mean, who knows? Maybe it was. I didn't see that specifically. I know that that's what they were talking about because they had that on what show was that? Well, I don't know. I was flipping around so much yesterday. I don't want to say. I don't want to be wrong. But they were talking about it speculatively. I don't think it was a hard and fast offer. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Let's get to the phone call. Let's go to Dennis listening to us in La Crosse and WKTY. Dennis, how you doing, man? What's up?
Great. Hey, Bill, I just wanted to tell you, I really appreciate all the ways you're covering the Aaron Rodgers situation. I mean, you're going frontward, backward, sideways, inside, outside. What if this happened? What if that happened? And I think basically, too, wasn't Elliot Wolf being groomed for the job that Gutekunst got?
At least that was the perception, was that he was being groomed
right.
for it. Yeah.
But, I mean, we're talking about a quarterback that didn't break his collarbone once, but twice.
Right.
Took it for the team, you know. And, I mean, it's almost like, what does the upper echelon want with the Packers? Do they just want to fill the stadium and say, okay, well, we go to the playoffs and stuff? I mean, these people that tell you, let the door hit him in the ass when he leaves, they're going to be the first ones calling you crying when we go 3-14 in one season, you know, and go back to the Bears beating us 61-7 in Lambeau, you know. I mean, this is just horrible, you know.
You know, it's like people I was listening last night, they were talking about, again, 1-4 in NFC Championship games. And granted, look, Aaron Rodgers' numbers aren't great in NFC Championship games. You're also usually playing much better defenses. So I understand it. The numbers are naturally going to go down. But it seems like everybody wants to point the finger at him and go, he's the problem. Well, if that's the case, let me remind you, I don't think you get to an NFC Championship game without him. So let's be honest. You know, you can't have it both ways.
I don't think you do either. You know, I mean, the guy's played with broken, you know, he's played with injuries so much, you know. And, I mean, without him, the Packers wouldn't be half the way they are in his 16 years with him, you know. I mean, it just, you know, I wish nothing but the best for him, too. And I said it 2 years ago, you know, and Aaron said it on the main interview. And I threw a cog into it when I had an MVP season, you know. They thought they'd had me for a couple of years and cast me away, you know. And it's like, you know, I want nothing more than him to be able to go to a team that wants him and to have a Super Bowl and stuff. If Green Bay didn't want to put the line for him, you know, then why wouldn't they let him go? And, you know, like I said, it doesn't make sense, you know.
Yeah, no, I completely get where you're coming from.
Yeah, and you covering it every way is just a blessing. I tell you, Bill. And did you get any riding in last weekend on the Harley?
Oh, yeah, I did. As a matter of fact, we had all day on Saturday. We were out and about. Had a terrific time last Saturday. Yep.
What a beautiful, beautiful day, wasn't it?
Yep, yeah. It was gorgeous. It was out all day, man. I appreciate it.
Well, you keep on with the great reporting, Bill. Everybody loves you, and Wisconsin can't wait to really see what's going to happen with this.
Thanks, pal.
Because I know Kenny. Okay, thank you, sir.
No. Bye. Go ahead. Say what you're going to say, and then I'll let you go. No, I think he hung on. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Give us a shout. Want to hear from you. 877-867-1670. So Aaron Rodgers, when you look at the wins and losses and such in the postseason, go back to 2010. They lost to the Arizona Cardinals. 51-45. Remember, they were down early, and Rodgers brought them back in that game, and then he got hit and sacked and fumbled the football, and they ended up losing the game. The next year, he had that unbelievable run. So when you talk about, you know, NFC Championship games, yeah, you know what? I get it. But he had the unbelievable run where he wasn't a lot of throwing yards, in that game that they beat Philadelphia, because remember, they rushed the ball pretty well. They had James Starks in that game, 32 carries, 138 yards. Rodgers threw for only 171 yards. Rodgers had a quarterback rating in that game, though, of a 122.5. Remember, he was lighting it up through the postseason. Then the game in Atlanta where he just made his bones, because that was phenomenal. So that's what I'm saying. Remember, Atlanta came into that game looking like they were going to be favored. So for those that look at the Bears game and go, he didn't play well against the Bears. Well, no, but he played extremely well against the Falcons. Didn't play well against the Bears. Had an okay game against Pittsburgh. They beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 31-25. Nick Collins gets the 37-yard touchdown reception. Don't forget, Jordy Nelson had a 29-yard pass play. Beautiful pitch and catch to put it into the end zone. Greg Jennings then gets a 21-yard pitch and catch from Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers yet again to Greg Jennings for another pitch and catch. Threw for 3 touchdowns in that game. Rodgers had a quarterback rating in the Super Bowl of 111.5. He was sacked 3 times for 16 yards, threw for over 300, 24 of 39, 3 touchdowns, no picks. So not a bad game by any stretch of the imagination, right? But you can go through the whole list of games that they have either won or lost. They beat Dallas 26-21 in 2015. Had no business doing it, but they did. In the cold, remember. That was the infamous, whether he caught it or not, Des Bryant game. Then they beat Washington. They beat up on Washington back in 2016. He had a tremendous game there. They ended up beating the Giants in 2017, 38-13. Had a tremendous game there in the postseason. Then they ended up they beat Dallas 34-31 in a game. Remember, he had a torn calf muscle in that game. A torn calf muscle, went 28 of 43, 355 yards, a couple of touchdowns and a pick, sacked 3 times, had a quarterback rating, wasn't great. Dak Prescott outdueled him in the quarterback rating, 96.6, but and remember, he had to scramble twice for 16 yards, the longest being that 11-yard gainer late in the ball game to give him a first down on a torn calf muscle. You can pick games and say, he didn't play well in this game or that game. I agree. Didn't have a great game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? No, we want to look at that game and go, see, biggest game, but you really don't get to that game without him, right? You don't get to that game without Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers in the game against the LA Rams, which came into that game with the best defense in the National Football League, 23 of 36, 296 yards, 2 touchdowns, not a sack to his name, not an interception to his name, and a quarterback rating of 108.1. Nobody's going to give him credit for that. You want to point out the faults. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Look, my point being is the guy's a damn good quarterback. You don't want to just toss him out to toss him out. Hopefully they can work this out, figure it out, and get him back. More of the Bill Michaels Show next.
Covering Wisconsin sports like a blanket. This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
Bill Michaels Show, we continue on. We are glad you are with us. Thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate it so much. The unofficial start of summer comes this weekend. And as we know, we're going to be doing some things. As a matter of fact, I've been encouraging you. I'm going to do the honor ride, remembering those who have given the ultimate sacrifice for us at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson coming up on Saturday. They have the honor ride, and then they have a classic car show taking place. So if you want to be a part of that, you can join us. Go to wishd.com. That's wishd.com. Between Milwaukee and Madison is Wisconsin Harley-Davidson on Highway 67 in Oconomowoc. It's just south of 94. You can see it from the highway. So hopefully you come on out and enjoy yourself and have a good weekend and join us there. Looks like the weather's going to be okay, too. They say 66 to 68 inland. In that area and sunshine. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty decent day to ride. Maybe a jacket. That's about the extent of it. But the national average for gas is just over $3 per gallon. The U.S. hasn't seen prices this high going back to 2014. And it's more than $1 from what it was last year. They say some of the price increases, it's part of that that cyber attack we were under, and the supply of the pipe, they're trying to get this whole thing back in operation, get it up and running. And some of the south area, the southeast, Some of the gas aren't at full capacity yet when it comes to getting their gasoline. The global price of oil also has gone up from last year. Oil futures closed pretty high last weekend, and at one point last year, prices entered the negative territory. So with the gas prices, the crude oil prices being higher, the cyber attack on the pipeline, and all just the steaming pantload of crap that is our societal issues right now, we all know that gas prices have risen. So we are a buck higher than we were last year, and we have not been this high since 2014. Remember, go back to 2008 when the market crashed and gas prices went through the roof, and the speculators are the ones that drove up the price and kind of screwed our economy for a long period of time. It's creeping back up in that direction. So if you're going to do some traveling, just want to let you know that gas prices, don't shoot the messenger. Just being the bearer of bad news, that gas prices are as high as they've been in 7 years. 877-867-1670. 877-867-1670. David writes in the email inbox, he says, "Hey, Bill, great topic covering the Aaron Rodgers stuff. I think we've heard just about all we can take. We just wish he would make some type of a decision and stop allowing us to twist in the wind. We as fans want to support him, and we want our guy to come back home, but we want him to come home without any circumstance of venom." David, I don't know if you're going to get venom or not. I'll know this, though. I am not worried if Aaron Rodgers comes back. I'll tell you that. If he comes back, he's coming back to play and play well. But I just wish they'd get it over sooner rather than later. I know they'll wait it out through the summer, but it is going to be. But it is going to be a distraction. To say it won't be, I think, is extremely naive. Extremely naive. More of the Bill Michaels Show coming up next. Glad to have you. Hour number 2 of the Bill Michaels Show on this Wednesday, the 26th, heading into the Memorial Day weekend. So glad you're with us today. As I'm going to talk a little Bucks basketball. Brewers get beat yesterday, 7-1. Corbin Burns looked human, which is okay. It's going to happen. And I said that you got to be able to go out and hit the ball when suddenly your pitching staff looks a little human. You didn't think that they would continue this kind of a pace all season long, did you? Did you? 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Again, 877-867-1670. Hit us up. The Zone out in Madison, our affiliate, our flagship station, I just retweeted this. There is a picture of Aaron Rodgers and Shailene Woodley. I don't know who's with them, but they're all standing there at like a waterfall. It looks like in Hawaii, obviously. Some actor is with them as well, I guess. Ben, who is that with them? Who is that? Who is that with them?
Miles Teller.
Miles Teller. Who the hell is he?
He's an actor. He was in Whiplash recently.
Okay.
I don't follow him that deeply, but yeah.
So I just saw that come across and I retweeted. So it's Miles Teller, and I would assume it's his girlfriend or something to that extent. Is that Shailene Woodley standing next to Rodgers? I assume it is.
Yeah, I believe so.
All righty then. So Rodgers looking kind of fit, looking a little thin now. Looks like he's ready to place go on Survivor, doesn't it?
It's the man bun. It's the man bun part of it.
It's like, what is he doing? So anyway, but hey, guy looks fit. He looks ripped up. Good for him. Looks like he could use a little sun. You can clearly see where the farmer's tan is. But yeah, they're standing by some waterfall in Hawaii, enjoying themselves. His teammates are at OTAs right now. Rodgers doesn't need to be there. He's just hanging out in Hawaii, just doing something. There you go. I don't understand the man bun. There is no reason. There is one look in this world, unless you are a samurai, you should never have a man bun. I'm just saying. Unless you're a samurai, you should never have a man bun. Do women think the man bun is a good look? Would you ever have a man bun there, Ben?
Well, I don't think I can grow one. But what about like Euro soccer? I feel like a lot of them do.
Oh, yeah, that's not a good look either. Okay, when you bring up Euro soccer, that alone is the reason you should never have a man bun. To watch, and I understand, look, I for years tried to really get into soccer. I cannot do it when I watch guys flop around like a fish on the deck when they fall down. You think LeBron's a flopper. Holy crap, go watch Euro soccer. Oh my God. You'd think we don't see players that go down. Tony Finau jumped in the air after hitting a hole-in-one and dislocated his ankle, snapped it back into place and kept. And yet soccer players writhe around on the ground as if they've been shot, stabbed, and had their dogs molested all at the same time. And then get back up when they start to get carted off the field on those kind of fake stretchers. Kind of looks like their MASH units coming out, the old MASH show. They come out and grab them on those fake stretchers, and then they jump back up and run back on the field of play. I can't. So to say Euro soccer man bun, that alone right there should be the reason that any legitimate male in the United States should never, ever, ever have a man bun unless you're a samurai or a Euro soccer player. That alone right there should never have one. 877-867-1670. Coming up in about 5-10 minutes, we're going to hear from Matt LaFleur from yesterday, by the way. Just to kind of hear his thoughts on everything as the OTAs are underway. This one, by the way, is from Kyle, says, I dream of a man bun, but then again, I'm bald. I get it. You would love to have enough hair to have a man bun. Doesn't mean, or should you ever an actual, it should never happen. They're horrible looking. I don't know any woman that has ever went, oh yeah, that's hot. Oh baby, let me grab you by the back of your man bun and guide you into this. It never happens. Never happens. Big buns don't even look great on women, much less on men. There is something cool about the female ponytail, but no. You can't do it. Can't do it. 877-867-1670. Douglas says if Rodgers has lost weight and he's spending all of his time playing with his new girlfriend, he won't be the same guy that he was last year. Quit hanging on to the past. Trade him. Then what, Douglas? Why are you so quick to get rid of him? I don't get it. You're going to be the same guy that calls here and says they missed on Jordan Love. Bortles stinks. All of that. I can't believe this. Because most people are going to say if that happens, they're going to say, "Well, give Love another year. Give him a year. Give him a little time." Okay. Well, Rodgers won a Super Bowl in his third year. He looked incredible in year 2. And even as a fill-in, even as a backup to Brett Favre, remember that game in Dallas when Favre couldn't do anything? Rodgers came in and guided them, and almost, had it been one more quarter, he'd have brought him back and they'd have won that ball game. So if Jordan Love's not the real deal almost right away, then you're missing, man. And then what? You will have gotten rid of a surefire Hall of Famer, a guy that, and again, Rodgers' down years with quarterback ratings in the high 90s are what most quarterbacks crave. And that's a fact. So even if it's his worst year, he's still statistically better than the majority of quarterbacks that are out there. And that's a fact. Let's just say he's pedestrian. Okay, let's do this. Okay? Let's say he has a quarterback rating of 96, 97. He's still better than Phillip Rivers. He's better than McSorley. He's just below Justin Herbert. Now think of all the guys that are below him then. Gardner Minshew, Lynn Bowden, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Kyler Murray, Geno Smith, Ben Roethlisberger, Mitch Trubisky, Matt Ryan, Jimmy Garoppolo, Teddy Bridgewater, Jared Goff, Joe Burrow, Mason Rudolph, Andy Dalton, Tua Tagovailoa, Nick Mullins, Jameis Winston, Cam Newton, on and on and on. He's still better than all of them. All of them. The only ones that would be better than him, if you go back to the 220 to last season, would be Deshaun Watson, Mahomes, Brady, Matt Ryan, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert. That's it. That's it. Think about that. Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, actually Chad Henne, Josh Allen, and that's pretty much it. Drew Brees, Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins, Tom Brady, Derek Carr. That's all she wrote. So you got a guy that's better than them that's on your team, and not far from that line, and everybody else I named is worse off than Aaron Rodgers in Aaron Rodgers' worst year. And you want to get rid of him. That I don't get. 877-867-1670. This is from Gil. Gil says a lot of people are just plain crazy. These are people that are mad that he doesn't want to be here anymore, and you take offense to that, but you lose the forest through the trees because you know he's the best player out there. And if he goes and is being great somewhere else, you will end up resenting him even more because you will say he didn't try as hard here when indeed he just found greener pastures elsewhere. Drew says this is like the girl that's really hot, knows she's hot, and you can't stand her attitude, so you get rid of her, but you see her walk in the room with somebody else, and you're pissed off and jealous all over again because she's even hotter with somebody else. That's what these Packers fans are going to be like. My God, are they spoiled? And that's from Drew. Drew, appreciate the email. Andrew says, LaFleur says, Love looks great. Guess we should not worry about Aaron Rodgers. Let me ask you this, Andrew. What is he supposed to say? I don't care about Jordan Love looking great in OTAs. He can look, every quarterback gets into the league because of a strong arm. Everyone. Every quarterback gets into the league because of their physical attributes. Ryan Leaf was one of the best passers ever, but he had a 10-cent head. When everything turns on for real, when the lights come on, that's when you're going to find out how good of a quarterback you have. That's when you start to see it. Now, behind closed doors, you'll see him run the scout team and get those reps, and then you'll start to see what it is he can do against the defense that's really trying. But don't get – this is like a guy that, you know, you have to draft first overall because he ran the fastest at the combine. Oh, man, he looks great. Looks great. My God, that guy can fly. Well, yeah, but he's a sprinter. He's not a wide receiver. He's a runner. He's not a defensive back. Oh, my God, he benched 225 312 times. Strongest man I've ever seen. Okay. But the guy in the Geico commercial is not an offensive lineman pushing anybody around, is he? No, he's the strongest man on earth. Strongest man on earth. He's not playing in the NFL. Why? I don't care what guys do in their underwear. I just don't. Show me a guy that's got the smarts, that understands defenses that are being thrown at him. Show me a guy in Jordan Love when he walks to the line of scrimmage, he knows what the play is. Show me a guy that throws to a spot because he can see the hole starting to open up defensively speaking, knowing that's where his guy is going to be. That's when I'll understand whether or not Jordan Love has the ability to be a quarterback in the National Football League. I'm not knocking him because I don't know. But don't compare a proven veteran who's been doing it 16 years, who's considered to be, if not the one of the top two smartest quarterbacks to ever play the game and two or three best to ever get under center. Don't give me that. Oh, we're in good hands. Oh, that's great. What is good hands? 6 wins, 5 wins, 7 wins? Because I'll tell you this, you're not getting to 13 or 14 wins. You're not getting to 12 wins. Not with a seemingly rookie quarterback under center. You better be prepared for a 500 season and then to see what you can build upon the year after. Eight 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Let's go to Sean, listening to us in Madison out there on our flagship station, The Zone. Sean, how you doing today, buddy? What's up?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. What's on your mind?
Hey, so I think they should obviously try everything they can to keep Rodgers, but I think one point that we do need to keep in mind, right, is you are paying for him to be on his worst year, right, 97, 96 quarterback rating, but you're paying him, 28, 30, 35 million a year to do that. If you could find a quarterback who could get you mid 90s, low 90s for 15 mil a year, you could use that extra money to perhaps give more weapons, give them time. Now, it's going to take a couple of years to do that. I totally acknowledge that we'd have a couple of years where you'd not have great time, but you got to think about the dollars that 110 average QBR that he has costs you. It, limits your ability to go after free agents or limits your ability to improve other positions. So it's not in a bubble that you can say, look, this guy could get us, again, I think they should keep him, but you can't just say, look, you got to keep him because he's 30, he's a 15, 20% of your cap to keep a guy like that. So
he's almost
you have
20,
other options. There are other teams that can build it. So it's again, keep him. He is great, but if you don't, you can get a serviceable quarterback and build the weapons around him. And then the magic that Rodgers has built over the last, 10, 15 years of his career, you don't always have to rely on. You don't have to see the Hail Marys. You don't have to see him running like a maniac because you might have other weapons that can take some of that load and get you the wins. It's going to take a few years to get there, but it's not the end of the world. I think if he ends up deciding he's going to walk, because I think it opens you up to having to build your team in a different fashion, maybe around Jordan Love, maybe around somebody else, who knows, but you got to think about the money too.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I appreciate the phone call. It's the look, I 100% agree. If you're going to keep him, or if he's going to demand to be 20% of the team's total overall salary cap, it doesn't matter. It would be time to move on. You just can't do it. You're not going to win a Super Bowl that way. It's just not going to happen. You're going to have too many. When it comes to football, you're only as good as your weakest link. And if your weakest link is a very cheap prospect just being out there because you just need to throw a body out there and you can't afford to go out and get quality, then you're in trouble. And you're not going to win one anyway. This is all about that cap number, what you can do. And because I'll tell you this, it's a quarterback-driven league. Quarterbacks play longer because the rules have changed, because they're protected more, because of the way the offense, the defensive rules have changed in favor of the offense. It is a scoring league. That's why quarterbacks, especially good ones, are a premium. That beyond a premium. That's the reason when you don't get rid of it. You can't just say, well, go build a defense. Yeah, well, every year the defense ends up with more and more rules that favor the offense. And the defense is almost, emasculated through the rules because you can't, there's not hand play, there's not physicality. You can't armbar a guy anymore. You can't hit a guy. You can't be an intimidator. You can't all those. You can't hit a quarterback below the knees. You can't fall into a guy. All the things that would normally make you a terrific defense from years gone by, you can't do anymore. So this is the reason I say that the quarterback age doesn't mean a lot to me right now, because quarterbacks have a longevity just because the league has put those rules into place to protect them in their career. So especially when you have a good one. So that's why I'd love to see Aaron Rodgers come back. But you got to do it at a reasonable cap hit, because otherwise I agree with you. You can't put it out there and say, well, pay him whatever and just kind of go from there and leave your team bereft of the additional talent and just hope and pray that all the draft choices hit, because you're not going to win a championship that way either. Stay tuned. We got a lot more. How you doing, Howard? Happy Memorial Day weekend coming up to you, my brother. And are you going up to Tomahawk? That's what I want to know. Hang in there. More of the Bill Michaels Show's next.
Covering Wisconsin sports like a blanket. This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
There you go. Simple as that. Matt LaFleur took to the podium, and I wanted you to hear the majority of what he had to say and the presser between him and the media. Here's what Matt LaFleur had to say. Take a listen.
I'm guessing you probably listened to Aaron yesterday. He kind of hinted that, in his opinion, there's a people problem in the organization. How do you view that?
Yeah, I thought just what Aaron said, that was a heck of a tribute to Kenny Mayne, and it was pretty cool that he went on there for him. And, you know, growing up, Kenny was definitely one of my favorites watching on SportsCenter.
Mark Daniels.
Matt, no reaction to the whole philosophy and people conversation though from Matt. And I wanted to ask you too about the players that are here. What'd you think of how Jordan Love transferred classroom work to field work?
Yeah, I just want to keep it about the guys that are here right now. And I think Jordan is definitely, you can tell he put some work in this offseason on his own. I think the ball is really jumping out of his hands well right now. And, you know, it's day 2 of OTAs, and, you know, all we've really done is thrown routes on air. We had some 7-on-7, but you guys could see that the team periods, they're not full speed. So, you know, we're excited about just some of the progress we've seen with him, but certainly there's a long way to go there.
Matt Schneidman.
Matt, I understand it's voluntary, but would you have liked to see some more of your wide receivers there? It seemed like that was the only position group missing a chunk of guys.
Yeah, I think as a coach, you always want as many guys that choose to show up here. You talk about, I think there's a lot of team chemistry and just, which is so important in winning and losing in this league, and just, learning how to play together, learning how to practice together, setting the standards, for this football team. And so certainly, yeah, you'd love to have everybody here.
MK Burgess.
Coach, what was it like seeing everybody back on the field, especially since you didn't get that last year? And last year, the first time you saw everyone, rookies combined, was training camp.
Yeah, I think it's a huge. You realize how special this time is, especially with two different systems going on, a new special team system and a new defensive system, but also just to get those young guys up to speed. There's those reps are invaluable, and just so you're not, and again, learning how to practice with one another and the different tempos at which we practice. So I think this time is really invaluable for everybody, but in particular the guys that have not been exposed to football at this level.
Like Spofford.
Hey Matt, what's your impression of how Joe Barry's doing in terms of learning his personnel and his guys, and just what have you observed in terms of how he's going about that process?
Well, I think it's really early. I think he's got a clear vision of what he wants to get done from a defensive standpoint, and he's done a great job of including all our assistant coaches and taking their input and in terms of what each individual player does really well. And, it's going to continue to progress throughout the course of the season. Hopefully you can, by the time season rolls around, by the time training camp rolls around, you can work out some of the kinks that may exist early in a season, especially in a season like the 2020 season where you didn't have an off-season activity program.
Rob Demoski.
Hey, Matt, do you have any sense that was a coordinated effort by your receivers to all stay away, or is that just coincidence that it happened to be a bunch of those guys at one position?
Rob, I really don't know. Again, I've had individual conversations with each guy, and but never once has that come up.
Thanks.
Aaron Nagler.
Matt, when you were hired a couple years ago, Mark made a pretty significant change to the power structure on the football side. Instead of you reporting to a GM, you now report directly to Mark along with Russ and Brian. Since communication or lack thereof seems to be a recurring theme this summer, have you sensed or had any issues or talked to Mark at all about any kind of problems when it comes to the personnel group and a lack of communication from them, either with yourself or with your players?
Well, I think the communication, especially as we've all kind of grown together, has gotten better and better, and we meet regularly. I don't think there's a day that goes by that I don't have communication with all three of those guys.
Ryan Wood.
You've made it pretty clear that you would like Aaron to be your quarterback. If his hesitance to be back is the people issue that he referred to last night, how do you go about fixing that as an organization so that he does return?
Well, I think we're, like you mentioned, Aaron definitely knows how we feel about him. How he's such an important part to our football team, such an important part to our organization. And, we're just going to continue to try to work through this and hopefully can get him back in the building at some point.
Jason Wilde.
Hey, Matt. I like Kenny Mayne too, but I didn't tune in to see him last night. That's for sure. I'm just wondering, Aaron said very clearly he loves the coaching staff. He loves his teammates. He loves the fans. He loves Jordan. I'm wondering if that gave you any optimism or hope to hear that, the guys that he works with every day are guys that he still loves and cares about, or are you trying not to get hopes up and just sort of stay in the course?
Yeah, we kind of talked about this with our football team is, right now there's things that are in your control and there's certain things that are out of your control. And I think that just our mindset right now is to focus on each individual in here is focused on the things that they can control. And we need everybody to be at their best in order for us to continue to progress as a football team. So that's kind of like been the focus throughout.
Pete Doherty.
Matt, you've had about a full year to work with Jordan Love. What do you think you have there?
Just a guy that's eager to continue to grow and learn, and I love his attitude and how he attacks it on a daily basis. I think he's definitely matured over the course of the year. You can tell, like I talked about earlier, that he's put in the time this off season, and not only just lifting and running and coming in good football shape, but also you can tell that he's put in the time in his craft and trying to continue to work on his mechanics, his fundamentals that are so critical to playing the position at the highest level possible. So he's still got a lot to learn. I think he would tell you that, but he's going to take it one day at a time, and he goes out there with purpose. And I like his mindset right now.
Steve McGargy.
Wondering, I believe a couple of teams have decided to eliminate their mandatory mini camp. I was just wondering if that was something y'all had considered, or if there are any changes to your off-season schedule that maybe you're considering.
Yeah, Steve, there was plenty of changes to this off-season schedule, and that's something that I worked through with David and Mason and some of the veterans of this football team, just trying to make sure that we're doing right by them, and trying to put this team in the best possible position for success. And I do think it's important that these guys are in here again to just develop that team chemistry and try to lay the foundation for really all three phases going into next season.
In terms of the mandatory mini camp, is that still on mandatory?
Yeah, we're still going to do that. We're going to do that on week 8. I want to say that's June 7th, I believe. Is that a Monday? Wallers, I'm asking. Anyways, I think that it's the 8th week of the off-season program. Then the 9th week, what we'll do is, in order to get credit, the guys will have to attend the virtual meetings. However, the guys that aren't in Green Bay that choose to stay will continue to go out on the grass with them and work on whatever it is we have to work on. Right now it's kind of up in the air to see how many guys that we'll have for that, but hopefully these guys like what we're doing here and they'll continue to stay on through that 9th week.
Olivia Reiner.
Matt, with the absences that you do have at wide receiver, quarterback, elsewhere on the roster, how does that impact what you're able to do or glean from the guys that are there, for better or for worse?
I just think it's a great opportunity for the guys that are here to continue to build and grow in their game. And it's provided opportunity. You get a lot more exposure to maybe some of these younger guys that might not get the reps that they would get if some of those other guys were here. So it's been great for them. There's a lot of competition. I think that the attitude and the energy has been great. And I think that we've seen improvement from talking about the first time we got our hands on the rookies to now. You can definitely see growth in their knowledge. And then it's just getting those reps to make it so they're not out there thinking, so they can go play fast, physical, and aggressive.
Bill Huber.
Hey, Matt, you mentioned tempo a little while ago. Was that something that was negotiated? I know some teams have negotiated to get the guys to show up that they would throttle things back. Is that something that you had to do?
Well, that's something that we talked about in terms of, first of all, when you haven't seen a majority of these guys for many weeks, you want to try to evaluate it on a daily basis, because the last thing we want to do is put somebody in a precarious position and get them injured. We know we need everybody healthy for us to be at our best. And so that's just something that we thought was right. I think we were out on the field for about 90 minutes. It will be 90 day. so we're not using the full 2 hours, but just want to, gradually build upon that. And then we'll evaluate it after every day to see what we need to do to continue to progress as a football team. They're taking in so much information, and then they got to go apply it. So I would say that there's not a play that goes by that not every guy on the field is getting coached up on. There's just so much that goes into it, especially when you're talking about putting in 2 new phases. I think that, our veteran guys on offense have a pretty good idea of what we want to be offensively. But again, there's a lot of youth in our group. And so we're just going to we're going to throw it all at them. And, one thing that we talked about just in terms of, in order to get the max growth, you got to make these guys uncomfortable. You got to put them in uncomfortable situations. They might be asked to do something they've never been done before, but if they attack it with the right attitude, which they have, that's when you grow the most as a person, as a player. And we're just excited to have these guys here.
So there you go. That is Matt LaFleur, and he is talking, or was talking, to the media after the OTAs commenced yesterday to give you a little insight as to what he's discussing. A couple of things there I thought were interesting. A question from Aaron Nagler from Cheesehead TV was absolutely spot on, and the answer was a little bit disappointing. We'll talk about that when we come back. Hang in there. We're going to hear from Adrian Amos coming up in the next hour. Stay tuned, because he's got some things to say as well. A lot more of the Bill Michaels Show coming up right after this.
Ready? This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
Bill Michaels will resume in 5 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 4 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
Welcome back, our friends at Scholze Family Farms Beef. Want to remind you that grilling season is upon us. I did some grilling yesterday. Oh, boy, I was out there. I was firing up all kinds of stuff yesterday. Elmo and I ate extremely well. And if you're looking about doing some grilling, now's the time to do it. Now's the time to get your order in. Start looking at our friends at Scholze Family Farms. They are based in Wisconsin, Humbird, Wisconsin, right there by Black River Falls. And they have it all. They have steaks, chops. They've got the fillets, the ribeyes, New York strips, whatever it happens to be. They've got pre-made hamburgers. They've got skinless hot dogs for kids. They've got, you name it, they've got it. Anything and everything for grilling. They have the Fox Smokehouse barbecue sauce. They've got Salty Provision seasonings. Whatever it is you need for your grill out, they got it. Or your tailgate party, for that matter. And the best part about it is you don't have to buy some big, giant subscription that's, limited to just one thing. Try it before you buy it. Go right now. Scholze, Scholze, ScholzeFamilyFarms.com. Or, ScholzeFamilyBeef.com. That is ScholzeFamilyBeef.com. And see for yourself. Give it a shot. See what you like. And then you can have it. You can order it on a Monday or Tuesday. Have it right there on your doorstep. Thursday, Friday. Get you ready for the weekend. All that kind of good stuff. Or maybe once a month. Or whatever your subscription happens to be. They can help you out. Go to Scholze, SCHOLZE, ScholzeFamilyBeef.com. And they really do want you to stop in. If you ever get a chance to go by the farm store there, they have a good old-fashioned farm store. Stop in and tell them we said hi. That is our friends at Scholze, SCHOLZE, ScholzeFamilyBeef.com. That is ScholzeFamilyBeef.com. So what was the Q&A? The one thing that stuck out to me, you can talk about Jordan Love, and he didn't go out of his way to go, man, guess what? The ball is rocketing out of the arm of Jordan Love. He didn't do that. He said, yeah, the ball's really coming out of his hand real well. What's he supposed to say? But when asked specifically by Aaron Nagler of Cheesehead TV about the crux of this argument, you tell me what you think of the answer. Take a listen to the Q&A.
When you were hired, couple years ago, Mark made a pretty significant change to the power structure on the football side. Instead of you reporting to a GM, you now report directly to Mark along with Russ and Brian. Since communication or lack thereof seems to be a recurring theme this summer, have you sensed or had any issues or talked to Mark at all about any kind of problems when it comes to the personnel group and a lack of communication from them, either with yourself or with your players?
Well, I think the communication, especially as we've all kind of grown together, has gotten better and better, and we meet regularly. I don't think there's a day that goes by that I don't have communication with all three of those guys.
That's it. I understand what he's saying. Yeah, we talk all the time. The argument is what Aaron Rodgers is stating, communication. Those three guys are meeting or seeing each other. Mark, Brian, Matt, they're all seeing each other. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? How's the team? How's this? How's that? How's the kids? How's the wife? How's the grocery? Okay, whatever. But if Matt LaFleur is the conduit between upper management and the players, the argument is you're treating these guys like pieces of meat, not like human beings. That's the argument about communication. That's what's being stated. So to kind of gloss over it, when we know what the question is, hey, we're talking about communication again. Now, this is not about whether or not the general manager is coming out of his office to say, this is what I want to do, and throwing the head coach under the bus. That's not this. I get where Matt's going, but you got to understand your room. Your room is this. Aaron Rodgers brings up communication again. He brings up character. He brings up philosophy. So it's great that you're meeting, but that's not what the question is. Do you think communication is the problem again? Oh, no, we meet all the time. We talk with those guys every day. Okay. It's disappointing. Not that I expected him to go, you know what? Between you and me, yeah, we see each other in the hall, but Goody doesn't say jack to anybody, and I'm kind of tired of it. He's not going to give you that. He's not going to say, hey, we try to keep a lot of things separate from the players. But to gloss over it, I mean, that's the crux of the argument here. 877-867-1670. 877-867-1670. Hang in there. Still got a lot more of the Bill Michaels Show. It's coming up. Stay tuned. We got a lot more right after this.
This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
Eight 877-867-1670. If you want to hit us up, do so. Think about this. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the day before OTAs, Tom Brady gathered his teammates and did a pre-OTA workout. Brady posted some pictures of himself and his teammates working out. They apparently worked out at a Yankees complex in Tampa. Brady had some off-season knee surgery. They talked about it being, quote, pretty serious. And it's unclear to what extent the Buccaneers, players will participate in the OTAs. But Tom Brady got his guys together. Tom Brady got his guys together to work out. The Buccaneers have only 6 OTAs on their schedule, and the mandatory minicamp runs from June 8th through the 10th. It's unclear whether the team has agreed to fewer workouts or, at the behest of the players, or whether or not they're going to choose to arrange less work due to the 4-game 2020 postseason. But regardless, Tom Brady, wanting to get a jump on the season, got his guys together in a pre-OTA workout. Thought I'd throw that out there. I don't think there's any denying when you just talk about a competitor and the greatest of all time. I mean, it's just Tom Brady. I mean, he may not be statistically, categorically the best, but he is when it comes to motivation and gathering his guys and being a team leader, he's the best. Yeah. Speaking of Tom Brady, he's taking some shots at Aaron Rodgers, jokingly, of course, as the announcement was made that it's going to be Tom Brady and Phil Mickelson against Bryson DeChambeau and Aaron Rodgers in the match. So he is already throwing some shade at Aaron Rodgers over on Twitter. If you haven't seen it already, look at Tom Brady's Twitter account. And I'll retweet it. 877-867-1670. 877-867-1670. Just putting it out there. So it's there for you. There you go. This is from Mark. Mark says, have we had enough of Aaron Rodgers and the diva attitude? I say I will take a few losing seasons if it means that we can get rid of this clown. That's going to bring us into the next hour. Because Aaron Rodgers, even sitting behind Brett Favre, his first season wasn't great. And remember, Brett Favre's last pass was in an NFC Championship game. So, Aaron Rodgers didn't come out and set the world on fire. It was a very tumultuous offseason, remember, because of the will he not or will he retire and everything that went on there. And Favre did everything he could to kind of derail the season. So it wasn't great, but after that, he got him to the postseason, year number 2, and in year number 3, they won a championship. So if indeed Rodgers does not come back, what is the record expectation as a Packers fan? Are you giving this season a pass? If Rodgers is not under center, are you looking at this season as saying, you know what, not going to make it to the postseason? Are you okay with that? Because I think that's a legitimate question. Are you okay with that? With everything that goes on and the change and such, and most likely you're throwing Jordan Love into the mix. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with that? 877-867-1670. Again, 877-867-1670. Hey, don't forget about our friends at Point Brewing. Joe Martino and the whole gang up there. They have Cider Boys. You pair it up with the Bill Michaels Pizza down at San Giorgio Pizzeria downtown. The only Napoletana Pizzeria downtown Milwaukee. Point Brewing and San Giorgio, two great things that go together. Don't forget about our friends at Milwaukee Brewing as well, MKE Brewing, 9th Street, downtown Milwaukee. I'm going to be there tomorrow doing a live stream from 5 to 6 for a live stream happy hour coming up tomorrow night. So looking forward to that as well. A lot of great people help us out along the way and put us in a lot of different locations as things begin to open up, and we're going to need a lot of support. So if you're a small business owner, whether it's in La Crosse or Madison or Viroqua or Wausau or Marshfield or Rice Lake for that matter, and you've never been able to advertise on a network before, you let us know because you may be able to. We got a lot of things going for some on-site stuff and got to pay some hard costs. So some of you smaller sponsors out there, if you've never been able to do this before, now's the time to think about it. Get a hold of me. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. If you're a Packers fan, are you okay with, say, a losing season if Rodgers doesn't come back? Stay tuned. More of the Bill Michaels Show coming up after this.
This is a Wisconsin Sports Zone update.
Well, Packers OTAs continue in Green Bay, but Aaron Rodgers is not there and stays in Hawaii with fiancée Shailene Woodley and friends. Rodgers reportedly told the team he does not want to return to them. It's left his teammates like Adrian Amos to answer questions about the situation and whether he expects the future Hall of Fame quarterback to return.
Yes, I mean, I haven't heard him say anything other than that. So, I expect him to be. But like I said, I'm not going to go home and cry if, something else happens. I'm just playing it day by day. But of course, you want one of the greatest, if not the greatest quarterback ever on your team. You want him out here. But everybody has to go about their business. And, I'm not going to knock anybody for getting what they feel like they deserve.
Also announced this morning that Rodgers going to team up with Bryson DeChambeau to face Tampa Bay quarterback Tom Brady and Phil Mickelson in the latest version of the match. The 2-on-2 golf match is going to take place July 6th. Meanwhile, American Family Insurance Championship announced that Jim Furyk going to take part in the Champions Tour event at University Ridge Golf Course near Madison next month.
Hey, high fives all around. We made it through another winter. And now the weather is changing. It'd be cool to sip something summery, right? Hey, we're here for you. Quick pick up a smooth pick-me-up at Quick Trip for under $1.99. Fresh blend yourself a 12-ounce fresh smoothie, a frappe, a frozen lemonade, or a cold brew. Bam! You're sipping some summer. Quick and under $1 for a limited time. Only one place gets you to summer quicker. Quick Trip. See you next time.
Well, the Brewers were 7-1 losers to the Padres last night, dropping them back to 500 on the year. The two teams going to face off again tonight at American Family Field. The team also announced it's relaxing restrictions on fans that have gotten the COVID-19 vaccine, including not making them wear masks at the stadium. Turn to the Bucks. They'll make their way to Miami today. It's where they'll face the Heat in Game 3 of their playoff series tomorrow. Milwaukee owns a 2-0 series lead. With this Wisconsin Sports Zone Network update, I'm Zach Heilprin.
Welcome back. Bill Michaels Show. Another thing I'm excited about this year, and I hope I get to numerous games. I'm excited for the teams like the Woodchucks I'm excited for baseball all throughout the state of Wisconsin. I really am. Looking forward to the Wisconsin Woodchucks and Lacrosse Loggers, and you start to go through that whole list, the Rivermen and all that in the Northwoods League. I'm excited for Northwoods League baseball. I want to get out there. You know what? I enjoy it almost now, almost as much as Major League Baseball. Just because it's just such a, it's kind of like going to Admirals games, Admirals hockey games. It's minor league hockey. It's minor league baseball-ish. It's fun. It's played for the love of the sport. It's guys trying to make a name for themselves. It's so many good things. So I'm looking forward to Northwoods League baseball. Tripp just sent me an email. Said, when are you coming back up to see the Lacrosse Loggers? I don't know. I know I'm going to be in Lacrosse in August, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get up there and start seeing all the Northwoods League baseball. I'd really love to. But I've been up to the Woodchucks. I've seen that new stadium they built. It's beautiful. But I'm excited for all of that. 877-867-1670. 877-867-1670. You want to find us, do it. Give us a shout. If you want to hit us up over on Twitter, you can do so at Bill_Michaels. Please follow over there at Bill_Michaels. You can also follow us over on the Facebook fan page. And many of you have, man, have been a huge surge over on the Facebook page and over on the YouTube page. But Facebook, go to facebook.com/The Bill Michaels Show. Facebook.com/The Bill Michaels Show. And you can follow on YouTube and on Twitch TV. If you've got Twitch, you can do so there as well. And just look for The Bill Michaels. Simple as that. The website, thebillmichaels.com. MICHAELS, thebillmichaels.com. The website has a lot of that stuff over there as well. And a lot of the past shows you can find. You know what? And for those of you, I do know that today's show on the Bud Light live stream was labeled wrong. It was not relabeled from yesterday. I apologize for that. I don't know why it didn't take, but it didn't. So it's not repetitive. It's a different show. It just still has the same label from yesterday. And my apologies on that. So I don't mean to throw you off. And you can't just stop it and say, wait a minute, we're going to start over, because once it's going, it's going. But my apologies on that. I don't mean to throw you off. Dr. Wolf says, or Dr. Badger, I think that's a Badger or Wolf, I can't tell, said, I'm going to donate to the charity of your choice if you grow your hair long and put it in a man bun. I have sworn off my hair in bets. I really have. I have sworn off my hair in bets. I just, because it never looks good. Does anybody remember me blonde from years gone by? Yeah. I'm doing it right now. This is why I swear off hair bets. Okay. I'm putting it on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, take a look right now. I just put it out there. There you go. That is why I swear off hair bets. I'll post it on Facebook too. Yeah, I lost a bet. It was years and years and years ago. It was with the Brewers. Jeff Jenkins. They were terrible that year. They were awful. And I was doing the Friday night postgame show at Friday's Front Row Sports Grill at Miller Park. And Jeff Jenkins and Richie Sexton had come up. They were guests on the show, and they were bad. And they said something about winning. You know, we get 2 and 3 in a row. And I said, you know what? You guys get 3, 4, 5 in a row. You know, I mean, that's big. And Jeff had said to me, what'll it take for you to shave your head? And I said, I don't care if you win every game the rest of the season. I'm not shaving my head, because I with ears. Had something to the effect of, I said, you get, I think it was 7 or 8 or 10 in a row or something like that. I can't remember how many in a row it was, but it seemed unachievable. I said, I'll take my hair blonde. And they looked at me and said, are you serious? And I said, yeah, if you do it, I'll do it. No problem. And they went down. Something happened because that team went on a roll. And they ended up winning, I think, whatever it was in a row. And I had to dye my hair blonde. So yeah, this was one of the reasons that I do not do hair bets. Just an FYI. So I'm gonna put a few of the pictures. I'll put it over on Twitter, or excuse me, over on Facebook. I'll do that too. There you go. There you go. Going out on Twitter now and going out on Facebook now. So that's the reason I don't do hair bets. It's not a good look. It's quite hideous. It is what it is. So no man bun, no dyeing of the hair. No, yeah. Nick, see, there you go. Nick says, "Oh my God, it looks like Zach Morris." That's exactly right. It was awful. It was not good. You are 100% correct. You are 100% correct. 877-867-1670. We're going to get back into the Packers talk coming up here in a little bit. We have to talk a little bit, right? A little bit about the Bucs and the Heat. The Bucs up 2-0. Giannis solid. This team has played well. You go back to the game on Monday, and when we had Eric Name of the Athletic on, and I had said to him, I said, give me the guy other than Giannis or Middleton that has to kind of step up, okay? And he said, there's 2 guys. One is Forbes and one is Lopez. So you look at game 2, Forbes comes in, plays 20 minutes off the bench, goes 6 of 9 beyond the arc, and it just starts draining threes. Now, they'd like to keep him at about 18 minutes, 15 to 18 minutes. But Coach Bud played the hot hand. He dropped 22 on him. 22. Now, Brook Lopez only had 7, but he had 6 boards, had a big block, changed momentum. Only a couple of fouls on the day. Now, granted, he wasn't. He was probably the only one that wasn't very good beyond the arc for the Bucs. But then you go back to Saturday, though, and Lopez in that game was good, dropping 18 and 8 boards, had a steal. Had that steal. Butler was coming down the middle, ended up kind of knocking it out of the way, kicked it out because I think it hit off Nunn's knee, and the Bucs took it in transition and get the bucket. So Lopez did play good in that game, while Forbes came in and only dropped 5. He was 0 from beyond the arc and only 2 of 5 in shooting. But the game the other night was a game in which you kind of felt like they wanted to make a statement. That they felt themselves, they were feeling pretty good the way they ended up winning that game, and that game was kind of a microcosm of games that they were winning in close situations down the stretch. They were feeling it, and then they came out and started hitting. So now coming up on Thursday night, tomorrow night, it's another evening start. It's another game on TNT at 6:30 Central Time at American Airlines Arena down in Miami. And they get this thing going. So, look, you've already gotten big games out of the 2 guys we kind of circled. When we said, okay, who needs to step up? The next guy that I want to see start hitting consistently, because he's getting the minutes, is Donte DiVincenzo. The game the other night, he did struggle. Now, Giannis was 1 of 7 beyond the arc, and Giannis needs to stop it. But Donte DiVincenzo was 1 of 6 beyond the arc. Now, everybody else was hitting, so it didn't really matter. They shot 41.5% beyond the arc, and they were shooting damn near 49% from the field. And Giannis was much better shooting free throws. I'll give him that. He had 31 points, 13 boards. He had 6 assists, 4 assists away from a triple-double. And they just blew him out, 132-98. But Dante DiVincenzo is a guy that I look at and think, okay, that cat, he starts hitting from the outside, along with a guy like Forbes, who comes off the bench, along with Middleton, who was solid. He was 3 of 3 beyond the arc. He starts hitting. Drew Holiday was only 1 of 4. Still had 11, but it's only 1 of 4 beyond the arc. But Holiday played some solid minutes, had 7 boards, had 15 assists. He was plus 37 in that game. Plus 37. 15 assists. Drew Holiday. And he ended up having a couple of steals along the way and a couple of block. Well, it was partially blocked. It really wasn't a full block, but had a couple of partially blocked shots and had a hand in a face. Twice on Jimmy Butler. He had a hand in his face and got in on Ariza twice. And Ariza missed 2 3-pointers because of it. I think he was 0 from the field, as a matter of fact. But it's just you're already seeing some of the moves they made. They paid off. So I'm excited. The big game coming up. The Bucks get those. The Bucks win this one. It's over. It's over. That's why tomorrow night's game, that contest down at American Airlines Arena, so big. Bucks going game 3 against the Miami Heat. I think the series is over anyway. But until you get that sigh of relief on somebody else's home floor, it's not over. It's 90% over for me, but it's not over. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Now, Coach Bud, we're going to take a listen to this. Coach Bud on playing with that big lead, that huge lead they had on Monday. Here's what he had to say.
Yeah, it's tough. Lots of times, there's just so much talent in the league, so many good teams. And, sometimes you get the early lead and, things just happen and it becomes a close game. So, today, we're able to keep the focus and keep it. So obviously a good thing.
Coach Bud said, look, they played outstanding. There's no doubt about it. But they got to keep working and got to keep getting better.
Yeah, we just got to keep getting better. Between 2 and 3, we got to get better. So I think the locker room knows that that's what we got to just have that mindset of getting better.
In addition to that, the old adage, the T-shirt that should have been, came out, and Bud's philosophy is still the same, that when you're open, fly it, let it go.
Yeah, no, you just got to keep playing the right way. You got to, guys got to shoot it with confidence. They got to let it fly. They got to know they're going to get threes, and so, I think the activity offensively, the attack can create good looks for us, and we just got to continue to, let it fly when you're open.
The Miami Heat did start playing somewhat dirty down the stretch, and the one thing that Budenholzer reminded his team was, guys, you can't let it get in your head. You got to keep your composure.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of things happening. So you just have to keep your composure. You have to understand what you're dealing with, not give back anything. So you guys just got to continue to do that.
Drew Holiday, he talked about his team, that team that he just came to, enjoying himself, but playing with a huge lead.
I just think locking in. Every time out, you had Giannis saying, don't let the foot off the gas. You had Coach preaching it to us. So at that point, we just felt like we had to lock in. And we know what type of team Miami is, where they play hard for 48 minutes. At this point, we feel like we had the advantage and never wanted to give that up.
So now it's a matter of taking that energy, what you did on Monday, what you've done, the drive that you have, the fact that you're up. You got to take that now down to Miami and get it going.
Keep the same energy. We got to go down there like it's us against the world. We know how it is when somebody goes back home and they're playing in front of their home crowd. But at that point, it's going to be us against the world. So we're going to have to wrap our arms around each other and be our own energy and be our own fans at that point.
Chris Middleton, he talks about Miami playing dirty as well.
Exactly what you said, man. Just know we're playing basketball out there. Guys may try to do some different things out there to try to slow us down and get us thinking about, certain things, but the basketball players, we're just going to let that go, let the refs control the game the way they see it. We're just going to continue to play, not get caught up in all those other different type of antics.
So you talk about winning with such a wide margin on Monday night. I mean, Middleton talks about winning so big.
It's great. I mean, that means we're taking care of our business, doing what we're supposed to do, and then also giving other guys a chance to get out there, get some type of playoff experience under their belt. I think the most important thing is to get a win, whether they come easy or hard. It's going to be difficult in the playoffs. Not every game is going to be like this or the last game, but we just got to continue to stick to our game plan, do what we do, and be ready for anything.
And then last but not least, Forbes came off the bench, hit some really big threes, and Middleton said, look, he's been doing this all season long. Not surprised.
Not surprising at all. We know how well Brent can shoot, especially playing against him the past couple of years. And we know what he brings to the table. He's not just a shooter. He's a guy that can put on the ground a couple of times to get to the bucket also. I mean, it's just it's going to be huge for us going down on the stretch in the playoffs, especially in this series.
So there you go. That's hearing from the Milwaukee Bucks, who do, because they're just playing so well right now coming into the postseason. They do deserve some time. So I want to do some Bucks basketball. We'll get back into the Packers chatter, though. So the question is, if by chance Aaron Rodgers does not return, because there's so many of you that say, hey, let the door hit him on the ass. Talk to you later. Are you okay saying that with having a losing season? It's not easy to come over and come in and take over for a Hall of Famer and say, okay, we're just going to run off 13 wins again. Without Aaron Rodgers, take an honest look at the schedule, and you tell me, how many wins does this team get? Because they're playing a tough schedule. Let's just say it's going to end up being a sub-500 season. Are you good with that? Stay tuned. More of the Bill Michaels Show is next.
Covering Wisconsin sports like a blanket, this is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
Hey, you have till the end of the month to get a hold of our friends over at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. 6 years, no interest financing at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. And that's a big deal because they have 10-year warranties, lifetime limited warranties. So you can get new windows, new doors, get rid of the squeaky ones, the sticky ones, the leaky ones, the ones that you try to open that door and it scratches all the way. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. You can do the whole thing, 6 years, no interest financing from our friends at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. You can become energy efficient in the summertime, stay warm and cozy in the wintertime, not have to worry about it, have a pleasurable look outside of your windows and doors rather than looking at them going, oh, God, they're just an eyesore, and get it all done. Get it all done. 6 years, no interest financing. And then even after you're done paying these things off, you still have the warranty. That's the best part about it. Best part about it. You got a lot of peace of mind, and they are the number one window when it comes to raising your home's value. The number one window and door when it comes to raising your home's value. I have to admit, I'm kind of going through a refi again because the rates had dropped, and I know they're getting ready to bounce back up, so I'm going to do it one more time. And I just did this. I just finished it in December, and I'm going to do it again. So they came out to look at my house because the property values are going through the roof, right? And one of the things that the appraiser noted when he walked through, he took all the pictures and such, and then he walked over and he started opening and closing windows. And he looked at it and he said, oh, are these new? And I said, well, they're a couple of years, yeah. And he went, oh. And I don't know specifically, I couldn't tell you, if it was because of the windows, because that was the only thing he really paid attention to, other than the property and the room and all that kind of stuff. But I had gotten an appraisal this time a year ago on my house, and it was about $40,000 more than what I paid for it. And we know the housing industry is going crazy. So the appraisal I got in November of this past year was about $80,000 more than what I paid for my house. The appraisal I just got back today, is $138,000 more than I paid for my house. Now, I know they always raise it up a little bit, but I have to think, noticing the windows and doors that I had in the house, that had something to do with it. So I'm telling you, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, they pay themselves off eventually in some way, shape, or form. I mean, it's an investment in yourself, your home, your peace of mind, security. So check out our friends at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Go to PELLA, PellaWI.com/radio. Set up your free consultation. That is Pella, PELLA, PellaWI.com/radio, or call them 855-PELLA-WI, 855-PELLA-WI, and see for yourself. See for yourself what Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin can do for you. Here's the question. So, you say Rodgers doesn't come back. Say he doesn't come back, right? Say he doesn't come back. What do you expect the record of the Green Bay Packers to be? And are you okay if the Packers have a losing season? Ryan says, I'm more than okay with 2 losing seasons. I would think they would go 10-6 this year, though, without Rodgers. I know it's lofty, but I believe in LaFleur. John says LaFleur is a good coach, and that offense is built for a run right now. I think 10-7, very reasonable. This one's from Omar, who says, I think we're going to be 500 at best. I don't see a winning record for at least a couple of years. The schedule this year is way too difficult for Jordan Love to undertake himself. David says, no way Jordan Love starts this season. It would be Blake Bortles, the veteran, and then Jordan Love would start next season. Wait a minute. Hang on a second here. Hang on. You mean to tell me you traded up, even though it was towards the back end of the first round, you traded up to get a quarterback in the first round who then comes into your team and sits behind Aaron Rodgers for a season, sees everything, absorbs the offense, And you're telling me now, getting all the reps in OTAs, getting all the starters reps, getting all the reps then as a starter, heading into the preseason, getting preseason reps, that he is not ready to be your starter this season? Really? Isn't that then an admission that you jumped up to get a guy who was clearly not ready? Isn't that an admission that you started the clock ticking on a guy to give him 2 years to prepare? That he is not ready? Then why was it necessary to jump up to get him? That would then really qualify him as more of a second round or third round draft choice than it would be a first round trade up to get him draft choice. Am I missing something? Eight 877-867-1670. Kevin says, as long as they beat the Bears, I don't care. Let's put it this way. Suppose it's Justin Fields against Jordan Love. Who you got? If it's the Bears, that defense, their upgrades, and Justin Fields against the Packers, their defense, their offense, and Jordan Love, who you got? I think I still have to take the Green Bay Packers. I don't have a lot of belief in Justin Fields, and maybe he's going to prove me wrong. We'll wait and see. I don't have a lot of belief in him. But even more so, I have even less belief in Matt Nagy and more belief in Matt LaFleur. I don't think Matt Nagy's a very good head coach. He still has time to prove me wrong, but I just don't. I don't think he's a very good head coach. 877-867-1670. Right? James says, as you say, Matt Nagy always has to be the smartest guy in the room. When he proves to everybody there as he walks out the door, he's the dumbest. Love that statement. Love it. 877-867-1670. Again, 877-867-1670. Find us, hit us up. Got a lot more of the Bill Michaels Show. It's all coming up, and it's coming up next.
Covering Wisconsin sports like a blanket. This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
Bill Michaels will resume in 5 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 4 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
Welcome back. Glad to have you. A lot of people chime over on Twitter today in many different facets, and I'm glad to have you. Thanks for all the participation. That's what this show's all about. It's kind of like, I've always said, like adults in a bar talking sports, and love to have you along for the ride and all the participation today. It's absolutely fantastic. Hey, speaking of participation, big event coming up this weekend out at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. It is the Honor Ride, and the Honor Ride is it's basically that. It's Memorial Day weekend. You honor those that have paid the ultimate sacrifice so you and I can do whatever it is we want to do. And we appreciate those in the military so much so. And whether you want to come out to be a part of the ride, if you want to come out and to just be there, if you want to see the classic car show that they have going on, if you want to get entered into either, you can do it all. All you got to do is go to wishd.com. That's wishd.com. Wishd.com. That's Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, just south of on Highway 6. And they have terrific services. They have new bikes, used bikes all over the place, parts, accessories, a terrific service department. I mean, I can go through the list of things they do extremely well there. But this weekend, it's about the military, and it's about honoring those that have given us the ultimate sacrifice. So, again, if you can join us just south of 94 on Highway 67 in Oconomowoc, it's Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. You can see it from the highway. Go to wishd.com. That is wishd.com. So there you go. 877-867-1670. Derek says, what they do off the field in their community, where is Aaron? And what they do on their own time to improve their community, where is Aaron? And what they're doing with their friends and neighbors and getting their teammates better, where is Aaron? All right, well, there you go. Derek says, also in my 20 years of coaching high school sports, some of my best leaders, in fact, most of my best leaders were not my best players. It's how they carried themselves at practice. Whereas Aaron? Right? I get it. Aaron says, dude, Aaron, E-R-I-N, by the way, says, dude, it's a business in the end. I have coworkers, not family. But if it is a family, how's Lazard feeling after stepping in this year? Tanyan, Zadarius Smith, after he's been carrying his side of the team, where's his Hawaii shade at? He's at practice, right? No. Greg writes, Aaron Rodgers is jumping into waterfalls right now while the guys that he claims he loves are working in Green Bay. And they're trying to build something because they came so close last year. Aaron Rodgers is jumping in waterfalls. Well, look, I don't think any of us really expected him to be there, but it is sad that it. I tweeted this out yesterday, and I really meant this, and it got retweeted a lot, and I appreciate everybody that did. But I tweeted it out. I said, whatever happens in Green Bay between the Packers and Aaron Rodgers, it's sad that it's gotten to this point because this never should have happened. It just should have never. It is just as a Packers fan, okay? Take off what I do for a living. Take off that hat, okay? As a Packers fan, it should have never gotten to this, and it just makes you sad that this is what we've got going on. By the way, Ben Kenny, producing the show, doing a bang-up job. You sent me the list of man buns. I just looked through this. Did you look through this, Ben? I don't know where Ben went. Ben must have ran to the bathroom and got stuck after a bad burrito. He sent me a list of ranking the 14 best man buns in Hollywood. There is not one. No man should wear a bun. Leonardo DiCaprio, hideous. Bradley Cooper, hideous. You can't even tell that's a man bun, though, but it still looks bad. It's not even a man bun. It's like a knot. Gavin Rossdale, who cares? Colin Farrell looks like some kind of a miniature samurai bobblehead. I don't even. Brad Pitt just overrated. I don't even know who Avan Joia. I don't even know who that guy is. He's always rocked long hair, but we prefer it when he pulls it back into the man bun. No, he looks like the pivot man in a prison fun. Jason Momoa. Now, wasn't he Aquaman? Now, that guy's a big badass, okay? Even he doesn't look good in a man bun. Kit Harington, Orlando Bloom. Orlando Bloom looks like the man bun is so tight, his face looks like that. It goes all the way down. Harry Styles, no. David Beckham, no. Come on. Beckham, you got cool written all over you till you throw the man bun out there and you look like an idiot. It's just, there is nobody with a good look and a man bun. Nobody. It's bad. It's a bad look on dudes. It just is. It just is.
Bill, I'll say this. I mean, even in that list, I think Rodgers' bun is bottom tier.
Oh, even in that, yeah, I would completely agree with you. Momoa is the only guy that can somewhat pull it off because he's just a big, burly badass. But beyond that, nobody else can pull that off.
Oh, I would put Kit Harington there just because of Jon Snow in Game of Thrones.
Nah. Okay, he can be like under Momoa, but even Momoa is bad. No man should ever wear a man bun, ever. It's a bad look. If you don't have enough hair to like legitimately just like put it in a ponytail, which ponytail you shouldn't have, but if you don't even have enough hair to put it into a ponytail, a man bun is a weak ass attempt at a ponytail. It is nothing more than I don't want to wash my hair. I'm kind of dirty. I'm kind of grimy. Look at me. I'm an oily mess. I have nothing to do with it. So I'll put it into a bun. You know, that's what that is. No man should ever wear a man bun. I admit my shortcomings with the blonde hair. I should never do that either.
Well, you were mentioning like you're done with hair bets. Is there not a number out there for you to do it? Is there not a price?
No, I wouldn't do it. No. And it would have to be a sure thing for me to make the bet. for it never to happen. Like if you said to me, the Brewers are going to go 152-0, I would bet my hair on that because they're not. That's a sure thing. But beyond that, no, I'm not going to do that. I can't think of any circumstance in which I would make a hair bet. Now, if there was something massive for charity, it would have to be a whole boatload of money for me to then say, okay, I'll do that. But and I'm never shaving my head. Like I said before, I would look like a shriveled penis with ears. It would be just such an ugly look. People would just say, hey, kids, don't stare. For somewhere, that thing over there lost the jock that held it in, and that thing fell out because it would be a bad look. But no, I don't think there's enough money to make me say, okay, I would do that. So,
Bill, Ebo actually just texted me. He said he rocked a man bun last summer.
Yeah, Ebo shouldn't. Ebo, I love Ebo. I love Ebo like a third cousin, but he shouldn't. No, I know he did. He shouldn't. So, no. I mean, we do some stupid stuff for women, and any woman that looks at you and goes, "Yeah, I'd really like you to wear a man bun." You better watch her even when she has a girls' night because she's doing things with her friends. You could be out the door really quickly. Don't ever do that. Man buns, no, should never happen. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Talking about the Green Bay Packers. If indeed the Packers lose Aaron Rodgers, the record next year will be, for this upcoming season, will be what? What will it be? Stay tuned. We got a lot more of the Bill Michaels Show coming up right after this.
Ready? This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
IndyCar is a-coming. We are only a few weeks away. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. As we are, from tomorrow, we are actually, 4 weeks away? Tomorrow's going to be the 27th. You got the 3rd, the 10th, and then the 17th. I take that back. We're 3 weeks away. 3 weeks away. Not 4 weeks away. 3 weeks away from the IndyCar event. And IndyCar is coming to Road America. We want you there. There. It's the NTT IndyCar Series Rev Group Grand Prix presented by AMR. It takes to the legendary Road America track June 17th through the 20th. And we are going to be there. We're going to be broadcasting live there on Friday the 18th, doing the show. After that, we're off. We're just hanging out, heading around the track, doing all kinds of different things with you. We're going to have a lot of fun. And then the morning of the race on the 20th, we're going to wake up, and you're going to wake up. And you, right outside of the RV, presented by Kunis RV, KUNESRV.com, KunisRV.com, right outside of the big Unicruiser, you're gonna smell it. You're gonna be like, wait a minute, that's brats, hot dogs, burger, ribs on a stick, for God's sakes, from Robert's Specialty Meats in Waukesha. Oh my God, your mouth is gonna start watering, and you're gonna say, thank you, Jesus, that he gave you enough guidance to say, go to the website, thebillmichaels.com, and you signed up to win this package. Because we're going to give you tickets for you and 5 friends. You and 5 friends. Plus, we're going to give you a campsite so you can camp right there with us. Plus, we're going to give you the tailgate party. Give you. We got hot dogs, brats, hamburgers, all that stuff from our good friends over at Quick Trip. Huge sponsor of this. Huge. And then we're going to have ribs on a stick from Robert's Specialty Meats in Waukesha. That's huge. Bud Light and Beechwood giving us all kinds of different beverages. I think we got some Little Kings. We got some Bud Light. I think we're going to do some Stella Cider. We got all kinds of stuff. Stella Cidre. And we're going to unveil the brand new Big Unit Cruiser. We got a really cool UTV side-by-side that is compliments that we're going to get around in, compliments of our friend over there at Road Track and Trail. Go to roadtrackandtrail.com, roadtrackandtrail.com. And it's all from our friends at Road America who put this whole thing together. Go to roadamerica.com for the IndyCar Series, the NASCAR Series, all the race weekends that are coming up. They got a lot of great stuff. It is a racetrack, a 4-mile racetrack in the middle of a national park. It's beautiful, and we want to take you with us. Tickets, camping, tailgating with me from Quick Trip, KunisRV.com, KUNES, KunisRV.com, roadtrackandtrail.com, Robert's Specialty Meats Waukesha, and our terrific friends at Road America. But you can't do anything. Don't go to the website. Go to thebillmichaels.com and get registered. Good stuff. Good stuff. Our buddy Steve in Richfield says, I was at the Brewers game last night. Took your advice about voicing opinions. The uppercuts, swinging for the fences. Horrible. I was very blunt when I was calling them out. Swing level, drive the ball. I heard somebody kept calling Keston Hira the Hurricane Hira because when he swings, he generates hurricane strength winds. Let's hope they get back on track tonight. That's our buddy Steve in Richfield. Steve, you the man. If I had extra tickets to the Indy event and you don't win them, I would give them to you. I would do that. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Again, 877-867-1670. Hank writes in the Wendy's email, or not Wendy's, but our email inbox, I should say. I'm so used to saying that from years gone by. 10 years of having that grained into your head. Into the email inbox. Hank says, Aaron Rodgers, a note to Aaron Rodgers, said, we have loved you when you've played well. We've loved you when you played poorly. You don't take fault. You blame it on everybody else. We still look past your inadequacies. And now you want people to communicate with you. So here goes. You are hanging out in Hawaii with your Hollywood girlfriend and fiance, doing nothing to get ready for the season. You're almost mocking the Green Bay Packers that did show up to the OTAs, those that are working out and working so hard. We understand that you have a beef with management, and that is a beef with management. It's not a beef with the rest of the team. You are under contract. You wanted the biggest contract. You wanted the contract that you signed, and yet now, for some reason, it's all about communication. If you want to take less and get everything you want, then come on back. If you don't, and then it's truly about the money, then you can move on, because we can't win with you making this much money. It doesn't matter if you're here or you're not here. We won't win a game if you're taking up that much money. Your statistics in the postseason are good. They're not great. And greatness shines brightest when the chips are on the table. You have failed us numerous times, which I don't necessarily agree with, but I'll continue. You have failed us numerous times, and you want to blame everybody else. Hell, even Matt LaFleur for not going for it on 4th down. Why couldn't you hit Allen Lazard? Why couldn't you run the ball in? Why did you force the ball to Devontae Adams 3 times? That is on no one else but you. You are nothing more than a petulant, whiny crybaby with a Southern California attitude while living in Northern California and alienating your parents, your grandparents, and watching those houses go up in flames. You try to buy back your fan base with $1 million donation to small businesses and try to go on Jeopardy and look cool. By the way, you weren't even that damn good on Jeopardy. I'm sick of your attitude. I'm sick of your greasy hair. I'm sick of your man bun. I'm sick of your play in the big games. And I'm certainly sick of you dating these high-profile girlfriends only to then let them down as well. It's time for you to go. Don't let the door to Wisconsin hit you in the ass on the way out. I hope they ship you off to someplace worse than the old Cleveland Browns. And that is from Hank. Wow. Hank, I think you're kind of missing the forest through the trees here. There's a lot of guys in the National Football League that maybe you don't care for personally, but you respect. I think it's become the narrative. And I don't think Aaron Rodgers is helping himself right now, to be honest with you, with kind of the goofy, aloof, dropping knowledge when I'll drop knowledge and only deeming you worthy to know it when I want you to know it. Isn't that kind of what he's fighting against? So I get it. But I think you kind of, it's kind of like a scorned boyfriend or girlfriend. You forget about all the good qualities and you're just like, everything about you sucks. I want you out of here. No, you got to remember, I mean, if he comes riding back through the tunnel that is Lambeau Field and still is guiding this team and still throws touchdown passes and has 2 touchdown and 3 touchdown games and his numbers are spectacular, then I don't think you're going to feel that way. I just don't. You have a right to your opinion, but I don't think you're going to feel that way. That's just me. By the way, who posted that? Tom Brady?
Yeah, this is on Tom
Is
Brady's
that Tom
Instagram.
Brady? Wow. On Tom Brady's Instagram account, he's got the match. The Capital One, the match, returns July 6th. Phil Mickelson and Tom Brady versus Bryson DeChambeau and Aaron Rodgers. And Tom Brady puts out, quote, 2 champions versus a scientist and a Jeopardy host. Now, Bryson DeChambeau is the 2020 U.S. Open champion. Correct me if I'm wrong. So he's a champion too. Aaron Rodgers has won a Super Bowl. He's a champion too. But Tom Brady throwing a whole lot of shade out there right now. A whole lot of shade. Man. 3 hours down, another hour yet to go. Hank is getting a lot of play in that email. Stay tuned. We got a whole lot more coming up as well. This is fun today. I don't know whether it's Wednesday or the weather's good or just what it is, but kind of a fun day today. I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying it a lot. Stay tuned. More of the Bill Michaels Show is coming up next.
This is a Wisconsin Sports Zone update.
Well, Packers OTAs continue in Green Bay, but Aaron Rodgers is not there. Instead, he's in Hawaii with fiancée Shailene Woodley and friends. Rodgers reportedly told the team he does not want to return to them. It's left his teammates like Adrian Amos to answer questions about the situation and whether he expects the future Hall of Fame quarterback to return.
Yes, I mean, I haven't heard him say anything other than that. So, I expect him to be. But like I said, I'm not going to go home and cry if, something else happens. I'm just playing it day by day. But of course, you want one of the greatest, if not the greatest quarterback ever on your team. You want him out here. But everybody has to go about their business. And, I'm not going to knock anybody for getting what they feel like they deserve.
Also announced this morning that Rodgers going to team up with Bryson DeChambeau to face Tampa Bay quarterback Tom Brady and Phil Mickelson in the latest version of the match. The 2-on-2 golf match is going to take place July 6th. Meanwhile, American Family Insurance Championship announced that Jim Furyk going to take part in the Champions Tour event at University Ridge Golf Course near Madison next month.
Want to save even more at Fleet Farm? Well, now you can with Fleet Rewards. It's free to sign up and there's no credit card required. Using Fleet Rewards is easy. Earn points every time you shop. Plus, get exclusive member offers, birthday and anniversary perks, free tire rotations, and more. Download the Fleet Farm app or create an account at fleetfarm.com/rewards to start earning points today. Fleet Farm, proudly serving the Midwest since 1955.
Well, the Brewers were 7-1 losers to the Padres last night, dropping them back to 500 on the year. The two teams get to face off again tonight at American Family Field. The team also announced it's relaxing restrictions on fans that have gotten the COVID-19 vaccine, including not making them wear masks at the stadium. Turn to the Bucks. They'll make their way to Miami today. It's where they'll face the Heat in Game 3 of their playoff series tomorrow. Milwaukee owns a 2-0 series lead. With this Wisconsin Sports Zone Network update, I'm Zach Heilprin.
Man, oh man, oh man. Tom Brady throwing all kinds of shade out there today. Just retweeted it, but Adam Schefter had this. Tom Brady getting ruthless. Saying that the match, for those that are just tuning us in today, the match. Remember the match? Phil Mickelson, Tom Brady. It was Tiger Woods, Peyton Manning. The match is coming back on July 6th. Well, Tiger Woods can't play, so it's Bryson DeChambeau and Phil Mickelson. Phil Mickelson and Tom Brady will team up. Bryson DeChambeau and Aaron Rodgers will team up. Tom Brady says 2 champions versus a scientist and a Jeopardy host. A scientist and a Jeopardy host. In addition to that, he's put it out there, a picture of Brooks Koepka with like a look of disgust, shaking his head. And it's stated on there, now I have to maybe put this back out there. It's stated on there, Aaron Rodgers under Brooks Koepka, kind of like closing his eyes, shaking his head like, ugh. And it says the Packers kicking a field goal down 7. Tom Brady is on fire. Man, he's throwing it out there today in so many ways. Holy mackerel. Holy mackerel. Tom Brady's going after the Packers. He's going after Aaron Rodgers. He's getting it done. And oh, by the way, he's down in Tampa working out with his guys. He even called a pre-OTA workout for his guys. Man, oh man, oh man. Things are getting real. Things are getting recognized. Things are getting recognized. Tom Brady's saying he's not pulling any punches today. He's going right after it. Good gosh. 877-867-1670. 877-867-1670. Again, 877-867-1670. Hit us up. Mark writes, Tom Brady has all the rings. His pockets jingle with them when he walks down the street. Aaron Rodgers is jumping into waterfalls in Hawaii. Enough said. Matt says, for all of you Patriots haters out there, Tom Brady's just proven that he can do it without any type of cheating or any shadows over him. He was always the greatest, will always be the greatest, and this is the reason Aaron Rodgers will never win another Super Bowl. He's this kind of petty guy. This one is from Randy. Randy writes in the email inbox, he says, hey, Bill, great show today. A lot of different angles regarding Aaron Rodgers. I just flat out hope that the Packers and he can come to the table, get this done, and move on. They have a championship to win. And then he has, do you feel they're close? I do. I feel that they're really on the precipice. I really, really do. They stay healthy again. Bakhtiari comes back. The offensive line stays intact. Yeah, I really believe they have the opportunity here to do another terrific season. Let's go back to the phone calls. Talk to Bob. Bob, welcome to the program, The Bill Michaels Show. What's going on, man?
Hey, Bill. Always great to talk to you. Thanks for taking my call. I live up here, of course, in River Falls and up near Viking country, and the Viking fans are sending thank you notes to all of us Packer fans. It's just disgusting up here.
Right.
But I'll start my little spiel here by saying something my uncle told me a long time ago, and that is, talk is cheap. It takes money to buy whiskey. And these guys that are in here and wanting to throw Rodgers under the bus and wanting to throw him out of Wisconsin and everything else, for crying out loud, you better be ready to swallow that when you look at a season that you get about 6 wins. Because that's probably what you're going to end up this year, with about 6 or 7 wins. And for that guy that says he didn't think Jordan Love is going to be, or you said it'd be best if they don't start him and they put Bortles in, I got news for you. Old Jordan Love is going to be in there on the first snap of the first game if Aaron Rodgers doesn't come back.
He should be.
And there's going to be darn right he should be, for what we've heard and what they've traded up to get him and all this chaos that they caused. They better take and go along with their great hunch that they're talking about. But he'll have some good moments and he'll have some moments that are disastrous. And at the end of the season, it's going to be a mediocre deal, just like we would expect it to be. And you'll be buying tickets in Lambeau for half the price that it cost you right now as you go forward here. And that the part about this OTAs and Tom Brady and having pre-OTAs, I got to applaud that guy. And I mean, what irritates me is when I hear today that Scantling and St. Brown and Devontae Adams aren't even showing up here for these first round of OTAs here.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, okay, you can say Devontae Adams, all right, you're really good, you don't really have to do it or whatever. But there's a certain message that you send to the team by sitting out and not doing that and participating. And Scantling and St. Brown, you are far from superstars. If anybody should be there, you should be there. So it almost makes me feel like there's a little bit of more disarray in that locker room than what we may want to think that there is out there. But anyway, I'll hang up and listen. And again, thanks so much for taking my call, Bill.
All right, buddy. Appreciate it, man. He drops off. You get on board 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. 767-1670. I don't think that put it this way. If Jordan Love is not your starter, if Aaron Rodgers is not here, then I think that speaks really loudly. Because look at it this way. Then you're going to go through a year of Blake Bortles. Then after that, you're going to go through yet another year of getting him adjusted and into your system. So are you then talking, 3 years down the road before you're finally good regarding Jordan Love? You know, I just, to me, he has to be your starter. He has to be your starter. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Get a hold of us. Hopefully you get a chance to do so. I agree. Kenzie says, hey, Bill, first of all, no way you ever wear a man bun. I couldn't agree more. Says, secondly, Bill, I think that Jordan Love is not going to be the next coming. He's going to be adequate at best. He's going to be a step above Mitchell Trubisky just because we have a better head coach, but I don't expect more than that. Lastly, Aaron Rodgers, all this talk about people. Remember, you're the person throwing the monkey wrench into all of this. No one else. It's just you. Come back, take the deal, and then win a championship. Kenzie, appreciate the email. Dave, no. Dave says that Aaron Rodgers is no better than Jay Cutler, never has been, never will be. Come on. Don't get crazy on me now, right? You can't be that kind of nut. Don't get that bananas. Come on, Jay Cutler, really? Who else do we have here? We've got a lot of people that are chiming in. This one's from Casey. Casey says, first of all, looking forward to the IndyCar race. We're going regardless. We would love to win the package and camp next to you, but my husband and I have been going to the races for years. This year, we are bringing our 2 daughters, as they are now old enough to become race fans, and she's got 14 and 15. And we're bringing some neighbors with us. Looking forward to seeing you guys up at Road America. Let's just hope that they can get rid of all the problems in Green Bay and exercise the demons and get back to the focus that is winning a championship. How close do you think this team is? Are they 1 or 2 players away, or do you think this team as it stands right now is ready to be a champion? I thought last year they should have beaten the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I thought they were the better team. But they made more mistakes than the Buccaneers did. And there's something to be said about leadership. There's something to be said. Remember the discussion that Ndamukong Suh gave after the season when he said, hey, look, I'm a veteran. And Tom Brady's calling me at night in the week leading up to the NFC Championship game and the week leading up to the Super Bowl. He's calling us saying, don't forget this. Don't forget about this. This is what our prize is. This is what 2 more weeks. Give me 2 more weeks. You focus for 2 more weeks. I mean, all that kind of inspirational stuff saying, don't believe anything. We haven't won anything yet. Let's do this. He's calling everybody individually to say, don't take your eyes off the prize. Don't be out tonight. Give me 2 weeks. I'll make you a champion. Give me 2 weeks. I mean, I do remember that. Let's get back to Joel. Joel from Rice Lake, Wisconsin. Joel, how you doing today, buddy? What's going on, man?
Doing great, Bill. Love the program. Say, a question, or what are your thoughts on it? I'll give you my thoughts, and I want to hear your thoughts. I'll hang up when I'm done. But just if the Packers to right the ship with Aaron Rodgers, you know, get the financials to work, but trade for Julio Jones because the price tag is a first-round draft choice.
Right.
The first-round draft choice, Aaron Rodgers is holding over your head that you owed him, rightfully so. And Aaron Rodgers is saying this is not about the money, this is about winning. Well, then it makes Aaron Rodgers be the hero and saying, okay, well, we'll bring him in, but in order for this to work, you've got to take less money. Kind of call him out a little bit, but then also then makes him look like the hero in saying, you know what, I will take less money, bring in this high-powered, great compliment to Devontae Adams, and then another person for him to sling the ball around. It's going to make him look good and potentially set him up for another MVP season, you know, and just right the ship, you know. And then also, you know, too, it would, you know, if these guys hang around long enough, then, you know, if your heir apparent is throwing off whoever it is, it sets them up also. Love the program.
Appreciate it. No, I've said this from the very beginning. If Aaron Rodgers rides back into town and said, hey, look, it's all good. I'm going to take less money. We've worked it out. This was never about the money. This was always about just respecting all of us inside that locker room and being able to go for it and get all our pieces in place. And they've agreed to do that. We've agreed that we're going to put our best foot forward. So we're doing everything we can to help us win a championship. He could ride back in and look like a god. He could look like a god. Now, remember, though, Aaron Rodgers, and this is what's so amazing about this whole situation. Aaron Rodgers, when all of the stuff went down with Brett Favre, remember the old Bring Back Brett website? And they were holding it up at training camp after Brett was gone, and they're screaming at Rodgers. And Rodgers didn't have anything to do with this. Rodgers always said he never wanted to handle it that way. He wanted the situation to be better. He wanted to end his career in Green Bay, always wanted to be looked at as a positive influence and this upstanding guy. And well, at this point, if he's reading his tweet, I would venture to say maybe 60% of people that are going after him regarding Packers fans are just mad. You know, just mad. So they're almost hateful of Aaron Rodgers for what he's doing right now. I understand it. I'm not saying I'm mad at him. I'm just saying I understand it. But if that's what it is, then what's the end game? There always has to be an end game. You have to have an outcome in mind that you want. Because otherwise you're just playing games with people, and that's wrong on so many levels. Because you know what you're doing. If you're Aaron Rodgers in Hawaii right now, you know what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing to this team. You know that the guys in Green Bay are having to answer your questions and talk about you. And all they want to do is focus on getting ready for a championship. And you know they're not doing that without you. That's been the benefit of having this kind of quarterback playing Green Bay is you have a shot. You're not Cincinnati for so many years or Cleveland for so many years or the Bears for so many years, walking into a season hoping to God your defense plays extremely well because you know your quarterback's relatively inadequate or underexperienced because you don't know what you have at the quarterback position. You know in a quarterback-driven league, you've had a good quarterback. So you're looking for Aaron Rodgers to come rolling through that door. And if he should decide to come back and say, no, everything's good, he could be a god. And in addition to that, think about it. If this team is set up to win a championship and they should win one, for everything that he does, he will look like the sports Moses of football. He got the management to listen to him. He got management to treat players better. He got management to say, we need just another guy or two to get us that guy or two. He got management to work with the players on creating a better atmosphere and listen and treat us like people, not like commodities. And it all paid off because my philosophy, my wants and needs won us a championship. He would be a god. A god in Green Bay if he would come back and do that. But that, my friends, is a big if. Big if. Right? Stay tuned. A lot more of the Bill Michaels Show coming up next.
This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
I get a good feeling, yeah.
Welcome back to the program, the Bill Michaels Show on the air. Hey. Four Seasons Island Resort, a tremendous getaway if you're looking to do something, even maybe over the Memorial Day weekend. You got something going on this weekend where you're like, hey, I'm free. Let's go. Get up there, play some golf, and if the weather's cool, that's okay. Stay inside. Giant indoor pool, hot tub, sauna. The Boundary Water Sports Bar and Grill always has some good entertainment, whether it's karaoke or the bands that they bring in up there. And then there is the Diamond Room upstairs, some really, really good food. The lounge as well. They've got the Lily's Ice Cream Parlor. There's plenty to do up in that area if you want to go into town and see a few things in Iron Mountain, Michigan. A lot of great places up there in Pembine, Wisconsin. Get a hold of our girl Barb. And you got to do this, and I've been telling people this. And Mark says, I can't tell you what it is, okay? Because people get different things. So when you email her and you say, hey, Barb, I want to come up and I want to go to the Four Seasons Island Resort in Pembine, Wisconsin, you get a hold of Barb, B-A-R-B, Barb at the4, F-O-U-R, Barb at the4seasonswi.com. And if you want to load up the ATVs, you want to take off to the recreational trails, you want to hike, you want to rent a kayak, rent a canoe, rent a pontoon, go fishing, whatever. They just say, hey, I heard it with Bill Michaels. He told me to get a hold of you. There's the Bill Michaels deal. Okay, I will give you a hint. At times, they have given people a discount. Other times, it's been a bottle of wine. Other times, for special occasions, it's been other things. Okay, whether it's meal, whether it's a birthday party, anniversary party, whatever it happens to be, they've done something special. So tell them you want the Bill Michaels deal. Okay? Get a hold of Barb, B-A-R-B, Barb at the4 Seasons, the4, F-O-U-R, Seasons, W-I.com. Just check out the website for everything, the4seasonswi.com, or call them right now, 715-324-5800. If they don't answer, leave a message, 715-324-5800. Get a hold of our girl, Barb. Barb at the4, F-O-U-R, Seasons, W-I.com. And ladies, listen up. If the guys go up and they want to fish and they want to do all the outdoor stuff and you don't, you can schedule a massage, a spa appointment. They're doing it by scheduling now. It's not just walk-ins right now because of they're easing the COVID restrictions, but massages, all the stuff that wants to pamper you and take care of you, hang out, have some wine, have some cheese, enjoy your day. 715-324-5800. And if you want to take a group up there, if you want to take your company up there, say you want to put your sales team back together, get them all back together in a building together, great place to do it. 715-324-5800. That's our friends from the Four Seasons, the Four Seasons, WI.com up in Pembine, Wisconsin, a one-tank trip and a terrific place. Terrific place. Hey, good news. And I don't know if you caught this. I posted this, I think it was yesterday, but the news release came out. The Packers will have 100% capacity at Lambeau Field for this upcoming season. That is good news. Now, I know there was some questions about the validity of injections and vaccinations, all that kind of stuff. I don't think they can ask. You can say you've been vaccinated, but I don't think they can ask you for your vaccination card or whatever. I think because of HIPAA laws, they can't ask you outright. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what private companies and businesses are doing in that sense, but I know that they are going to have 100% capacity. This was sad news, but it was a misnomer yesterday in Milwaukee. Always during Summerfest, the week of July 4th, on July 3rd, they have what they call the Big Bang, and that's always the big, huge lakefront fireworks. It is not taking place this year. They have canceled it again, and people went crazy. Oh, COVID this and COVID that. Whoa, slow your roll. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is more of a state of where we're at as a society right now, a problem. It's not about COVID. What has happened is, and I've mentioned this before, there are businesses and companies and entities, they can't find workers. For all the people that are unemployed, they can't find workers. So seasonal employees for the Milwaukee County that would work the Parks District, whether it be as a lifeguard or somebody roaming as somebody that's going to be roaming the parks, cleaning up the parks and whatever, they can't find workers. They can't find people to do this, so they can't have an event at the park on the lakefront at McKinley Marina and the beaches and everything up and down the lakefront without park workers. So it's not because of COVID. Well, it is in essence, but it's not because of COVID and social distancing. It's because they can't find workers. People don't want to work. People have gotten used to staying home and not working and living off of the government for the extra $300 a week, and they're not going to work. So therefore, they had to cancel the fireworks, not because of COVID, but because they can't find people to work it. Isn't that a shame? Isn't that a shame that's where we're at? It is. But it's our reality right now. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Arcel says, I wonder if you've ever experienced 20 years of losing instead of winning. You would feel the same way about pushing Aaron Rodgers out the door. Guess you have to lose something to really appreciate it. I hope we don't have to find that out. I completely 100% understand I feel like I completely understand what it is you're saying. Oh, my goodness. So Brooks Koepka, after Tom Brady took the Brooks Koepka face and tweeted it out there that said Aaron Rodgers when his team kicks a field goal when they're down by 7. Oh, my goodness. Brooks Koepka now says, sorry, bro, and then has Aaron Rodgers tagged in this thing. Meanwhile, Phil Mickelson, who now is a part of this because Phil is in the match, so to speak, says, I feel like I'm in the middle of something and should step aside. Oh, man. Tom Brady throwing out all kinds of shade on Aaron Rodgers, knowing Aaron's in a waterfall somewhere in Hawaii. Just killing him on Twitter and Instagram. And the world is jumping on, and Brooks Koepka is apologizing to Aaron Rodgers. Tom Brady's killing it. Phil Mickelson wants no part of it. Boy, I tell you what, watching Twitter today has been fun. It has been fun. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Now, Chris Hill has said get a third team, Brooks Koepka and Steph Curry. And Ian Rappaport jumping in on this. Man, oh, man, oh, man. The world is spinning right now. Tom Brady, you talk about throwing a monkey wrench out there. Woo-wee! That's good. That's good. That's a hell of a war of words in a semi-friendly manner that's going on out there right now in the Twitterverse and Instagram. Chris writes, do you see? Yeah, I do. Chris says, do you see what Tom Brady is doing to Aaron Rodgers? Even he is making fun of him. Aaron Rodgers is out jumping in water and falling in public opinion. I thought he was going to say in waterfalls. He is out there jumping in water and falling in public opinion while Tom Brady is working out with his guys and throwing more than shade at him. Tom Brady is the GOAT, and everybody has to accept it. Good gosh. This is man. And Brooks Koepka, as Ben lets me know, he said Brooks Koepka apologizing to Rodgers because he hates Bryson DeChambeau, one of the better developing rivalries in golf right now, and you are correct. Let's do this. We'll step away, take a quick break. This is good. This is getting good. I mean, it's minute-by-minute action over here. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Hey, by the way, speaking of good, some of our good friends help us get to our on-site presentation, so to speak. And our buddy Dwayne at Dwayne's Cover It All. Dwayne, D-U-A-N-E-S. Dwayne's Cover It All in Wausau. Wisconsin's the best canvas, upholstery, boat cover provider, new and used office furniture, whatever it happens to be, he can do it. I mean, and make it look like brand new. He put together my boat. Oh my God, it's so sweet. Once I get this thing back down here, I'll take some pictures and show it to you. The before and after is amazing. But you can follow him on Facebook and all the terrific work that he does. Go to Dwayne's, D-U-A-N-E-S, Dwayne'sCoverItAll.com. That's Dwayne'sCoverItAll.com. And don't forget, when you're talking about boats, there is none better than our good buddy Todd, the general manager out in Pewaukee at Skipper Bud's. Check out the huge selection of yachts, pontoons, sport and deck boats. They have a huge amount of fishing boats right now. And the best in water sports: cruisers, Four Winds, Mastercraft, Taiga, Scarab, Starcraft, Smokercraft, so much more. Get a hold of Todd, 888-334-6739. 888-334-6739. A massive selection out at Skipper Bud's in Pewaukee. If you're looking for a new boat or a used boat, go to skipperbuds.com. But call Todd, 888-334-6739. Stay tuned. We got a lot more of the Bill Michaels Show coming up right after this.
Covering Wisconsin sports like a blanket. This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
How we looking? Bill Michaels here for the Four Seasons Island Resort in Pembine, Wisconsin. And I've got to tell you, when I want to get away for a long weekend, I head to the Four Seasons Island Resort. It's Northeast Wisconsin's best-kept secret, and the amenities include a 9-hole golf course, indoor saltwater swimming pool, sauna, whirlpool, tennis courts, basketball, horseshoe pits, volleyball, and when you're hungry, choose from the Boundary Water Sports Bar and Grill, Lily's Ice Cream Parlor, or fine dining in the Diamond Room. How about all of that? All Marinette County ATV and UTV trails are wide open this year. Guided waterfall tours as well. It's tucked into the North Woods of Wisconsin. The Four Seasons Island Resort is located on the Muscano Island and surrounded by the beautiful Menominee River, which divides Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan. An island you can actually drive to. How about that? It's simply gorgeous there. Whether it's a romantic weekend for two, a golf weekend with the boys, or an adventure weekend for the entire family, Four Seasons Island Resort is a place to go. Book your getaway today at thefourseasonswi.com. That's thefourseasons, FOURWI.com, and make sure you tell them Bill Michaels sent you.
Bill Michaels will resume in 5 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 4 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
Welcome back. Couple of segments to go before we get out of here today. 877-867-1670. Thanks to our friends over at Quick Trip, the official fuel provider and convenience store sponsor of the Bill Michaels Sports Talk Network. And don't forget, Quick Trip, not only are they just fantastic overall, I mean, just a tremendous place, but, and by the way, I am getting more and more of you that are getting a hold of me saying, oh my God, the fried chicken is fantastic. I'm like, I told you so. And it just is. I completely agree. It's fantastic. However, they have the lowest legal beer prices on 24 and 30 packs, including our friends at Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the Bill Michaels Sports Talk Network. So head into your local Quick Trip. Go enjoy yourself. Tell me it's not the best damn convenience store you've ever been a part of. You know, they have completely remade the model that is gas stations. I mean, they're just so incredibly good. Good stuff from our friends over there at Quick Trip. What else do we have here for you? This is Boston Paul, who says Tom Brady working out with his guys and throwing shade at Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers hanging out with his Hollywood fiance, jumping in waterfalls. Are you watching this? I am. And look, I will say this, okay? And in all seriousness, we're getting into it. We love it. We love it. But Gary, you're right. It's this banter that is out there via Tom Brady that is meant to hype this match that is coming up in less than 2 months. So yeah, this is all the stuff you're going to see on TV during the match. They're going to have all this stuff put up. So yeah, it is what it is. So it's a lot of fun. But I'll say this: it's enjoyable to read, and you kind of laugh at it. You kind of go, damn. So it's good to pay attention to. And it still revolves around the Aaron Rodgers story that is, Jamie says, what do you think of the Milwaukee Brewers' chances tonight? Beating San Diego again, losing last night was kind of ugly. Thoughts? Well, I mean, they got 2 hit. Just when they came out of Cincinnati, you thought, okay, maybe some of the offensive woes are gone. And then you look at it as, they ended up beating San Diego in that first game, snapping San Diego's win streak. And then last night was just, Corbin Burns didn't have it. The offense didn't have it. Corbin Burns came into this game. You were kind of hoping after his last outing when he was at Kansas City, he got a no decision. It was a 6-4 loss, but he went 6 innings and only gave up a couple of runs. You thought, okay, man, just give up a couple of runs. You're good to go. And it just didn't happen. Just didn't happen is what it is. So tonight they're back at it. And they're going against, Chris Paddock. So you're hoping the Brewers are able to kind of get the job done this evening. And then don't forget, they've got the day game coming up on Thursday, tomorrow. Adrian Hauser on the hill against Ryan Weathers, the lefty. That's a day game. So 6:40 again tonight, 12:10 tomorrow. And in the Brewers Friday, Saturday, and Sunday back out on the road. They're heading to Washington. Brett Anderson, Freddie Peralta, and Brandon Woodruff are the 3 guys going in that series. So love to see the Brewers get healthy and do some good things. Continue with the bats. That would be awesome. 877-867-1670. A lot of comments. Yes. You know what? I've got, this one's from Susie saying, oh my God, look at your hair. Why would you post that? Because we were talking about hair bets earlier, and that's the reason I don't do hair bets. That was from 2005, by the way. That was 2005. And yeah, I know the shirt is tucked in. I get it. The shirt was tucked in. I should have left the shirt untucked. The complete untucked look didn't become prevalent until 2010, 2011, where everybody was suddenly doing it. So I get it. I understand it. But it's 2005. So what, 15, 16 years ago? You got to give me a little bit of a break, right? Right? Oh, Mark says, looking at your hair unit, I suddenly want to go get the earwax out of my ears with a giant Q-tip. Are you available? Thank you very much. That's kind of the kick to the crotch that I was looking for earlier today. Now I feel like I've gotten it. Oh, my goodness. Joe says, as a Vikings fan living up here in Minneapolis, first of all, I love your program. A lot of good insight and not just the mouthpiece speak of the team. He says, if Aaron Rodgers leaves, he said this team is going to be a 9-7 team, 9-8 team at best, obviously with a 17-game season. He says, I think that they'll most likely be a team that goes 6-11 because it's going to be an extremely tough schedule, and it's even tougher within the division, especially if Justin Fields plays well. Thanks for listening to us over in Minneapolis, by the way. You get us on the Eau Claire affiliate, or Eau Claire, WAYY 105.1 Sports Talker up there. Sports Talk 105.1 Eau Claire. Love those guys up there. Dan Casper is up there. Dan's a hell of a guy. Give Dan a good shout out. And this one is from Dealman Dave, who says, Brewers tonight, not a chance. They won't get it done. They may get the win tomorrow. In regards to Aaron Rodgers, I don't think he's coming back. And the Bucks in 5, book it. Well, there you go. I will book it all. And if you're wrong, then I get a chance to come back and I guess have you pay for it. Correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. 877-867-1670. Stay tuned. Final segment. Bill Michaels Show coming up next.
Covering Wisconsin sports like a blanket. This is the Bill Michaels Show on the Wisconsin Sports Zone Radio Network.
Bill Michaels will resume in 3 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 2 minutes. Bill Michaels will resume in 1 minute. Bill Michaels will resume in 30 seconds.
I tell you what, you listen to Zydeco music, you can't get happy. You're just not a happy person. You can't find any happiness in life at all. I'll tell you that right now. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Hey, IndyCar racing coming to Road America. We want you there. You know that. I've been telling you. We're running out of time. Only a few weeks, as a matter of fact, left before we make the final drawing for this. So out of every affiliate, Madison, La Crosse, Eau Claire, Viroqua, Wausau, Marshfield, Rice Lake, Menominee, Marinette, Shawano, Clintonville, Platteville, out of all of them, we're going to take one winner from each one. One winner from each one. So what we want to do is we want to take you up to Road America with us. We're going to be up there. The NTT IndyCar Series Rev Group Grand Prix, presented by AMR. It gets to the legendary road track, Road America, on June 17th. Goes through the 20th. The race is on the 20th. I'm going to be there. We're going to do our show there live on Friday the 18th. And we want to bring you with us. Okay, we're going to do our show live from inside the media center, but we're going to be hanging out there all weekend long. So come on up with us. We could give you, if you get registered and you're a winner, Okay. And it's not like we're giving it to one person. We're giving it to 10, 60 of you, you and 5 friends, 60 of you we're inviting to this party. So this will be a big ass party. It's a BAP, big ass party. So we want you to come to Road America. For all the information about Road America, it's beautiful. Go to roadamerica.com. But if you want to get registered for this, go to The Bill Michaels, Michaels, thebillmichaels.com. Simple, thebillmichaels.com. And get registered. We're going to give you tickets. We're going to give you a campsite. And we're going to give you free food and free beverages. The food, most of it compliments of our friends at Quick Trip, who are so supportive. Not only are they a terrific convenience store, but they are the official fuel provider for the brand new big unit cruiser. Brand new. Huge. We're going to debut that thing there, most likely. And looking forward to that. And we're going to invite you into it. You can come in, take a look around, all that kind of stuff. But we're going to cook for you. We're going to give you beverages. We're going to have a blast. We're all going to be kind of tailgating together. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to provide the food, hot dogs, hamburgers, brats, snacks, buns, you name it, ice and beverages. And we're going to have the whole thing. It's going to be a laid out party. And we are bringing along from Robert Specialty Meats in Waukesha 40 pounds, 40 pounds of ribs on a stick. It's going to be a blast. Going to be a blast. And if you want an RV, if you want a Class A, a Class C, if you want to pop up a tow behind, a fifth wheel, and you don't have one, and you want to rent one, our friends at Kunes, Kunes, and not just for the race, but for anything, if you want to travel anywhere in the state of Wisconsin or beyond. Kunes, KUNESRV.com. That is KUNESRV.com. Try it before you buy it. Make sure you like it. Find the one you want. New and used, Kunes, KUNESRV.com. Kunes, KUNESRV.com. They're great people over there. And thanks to our friends at Road Track and Trail for jumping on board. They're providing us the UTV to ride around in, the 2-seater or the 4-seater, whatever they're going to give us, to get around the track and to be able to come and say hi to everybody and shake hands, because it's 4 miles just around the track, not to mention all the pathways and everything. It's probably about 5.5 miles. So thanks to them for being a part of it as well. But we're really, really looking forward to it. 877-867-1670. By the way, David hitting us up over on the Facebook fan page and the Bud Light live stream. David says, are you on Odyssey or are you on TuneIn or are you on anything? Simply go to thebillmichaels.com. You can click the link and listen to the show. Thebillmichaels.com. And there's a listen live link. You can listen to it every day. You expect to continue to stay the borders. We're going to continue to get bigger and better. I promise you that. You know what? It's an interesting, I was going to write this out the other day because things have changed. Okay. For those listening to the show, say on strictly YouTube or on Twitch or on Facebook or Twitter or just on the website, and you're not in an area that gets a radio station that carries us, things are getting better in a lot of senses, and you got to clear a lot of legal hurdles. You got to do that, so things continue to get better, and wink, wink, nod, nod, we're going to grow. Things are going to continue to get better. We're going to grow. And if you want us in an area that you listen in, start calling those radio stations so they get a hold of us and say, hey, we want to look into bringing the show here, because we would love to do it. We want to expand. We want to continue to grow. We want to talk nationally and locally about sports that affect us here in our own backyard in so many different ways. Hot topics, national topics, local topics, Packers, Brewers, Badgers, Bucks, Vikings, Bears, Lions, Twins, Cubs, you name it. We don't really get much over into Detroit, so we don't have to really worry about the Detroit area, but the upper Midwest, damn straight. Damn straight. So we want to continue to grow. Mark writes, this whole thing with Aaron Rodgers makes me drink every day. Do you have a beverage of choice? Bud Light. Bud Light. If you're going to go harder, okay, Bud Light's our sponsor. Bud Light's our deal, right? Bud Light and Bud Light Seltzer. Right there on the desk. Bam. Sits there every day. That's our sponsor. However, I have pointed you in the direction of a good, refreshing drink. Now, I have to say, I make a mean strawberry margarita, okay? Because that'll kick your ass. However, if you are, say, a bourbon guy, or girl for that matter, because the women that I've given this drink to, they love it too. Take 2 shots of bullet bourbon. Okay. Take a big squeeze of good, pure Wisconsin maple syrup. Squeeze that in there. Get some really good apple cider. Shake it up. Shake it all up. Pour the rest of the way out, all the way up in that big glass. So 2 shots of bourbon. Pour in some syrup, apple cider, and then a couple of shakes of orange bitters. You'll find those at like a liquor store. Put it together. Shake it up. Pour it in your glass. That's sex in a glass. If you're a cigar smoker, I highly recommend picking out a really good cigar to go along with it. But it's so good. You put that up there with the strawberry margaritas for summertime and maybe ice cold Bud Light. You won't know what. You'll be like a squirrel in the middle of the streets. You won't know where the hell to go. You'll leave your nuts behind. Nobody wants to do that because it's just so good. Think of that. Think of that, because that's just good stuff. I don't care who you are. 877-867-1670, 877-867-1670. Give us a shout. 877-867-1670. What else do we have here? Before we get out of here, anything else, Ben, by the way, on the match between Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, Phil Mickelson, Bryson DeChambeau, anything else coming out? I haven't seen it.
Not really, but now there's a whole discussion about what would be the most entertaining foursome mixed up with NFL quarterbacks or players and golf professionals.
Boy, that's a good one. What would be your best foursome?
I think the best one I've seen so far is John Daly, probably Phil as the second golfer, and then Rodgers and Brady just for the trash talk and the rivalry at this point.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. Do we have a good mix it up? Isn't it Joey Logano and Kyle Busch? Don't those two guys hate each other, like fight?
Yeah, I think so.
I wonder if they can play golf, because I'd love to see those two guys. Maybe they drive the golf carts. Maybe you put the celebrities in golf carts and those two guys drive the golf carts. Then you'd have some rubbing and racing right there on the fairways.
It'd be tough though when you hit a little dog leg right. I don't think they know how to go that direction.
Right. Well, they're on road courses now because they're coming to Road America. Remember, they're on road courses now, so that might not be a bad way to go. Put those two guys in the golf carts. That I could see too. Adding those rivalries together. Coming up tomorrow on the program, we're going to preview the Bucks and the Heat. We're going to get at it and get after it. We're going to also preview the Brewers and the Padres, final game of the 4-game series. Brewers coming up later on tonight. We'll talk about game 3 of this series as well. I'm sure whatever else happens to break in the world of Aaron Rodgers, we'll get into that discussion. Things coming out of OTAs, we'll hear from them. And whatever the hell else goes on in this world, or Tom Brady decides to tweet out or throw shade at. Today's a good day. Today's a really good day. So many different facets. Been really, really good. I'm excited. I'm excited for tomorrow. Is that it? I think that's it. All right. Until we're back at it again. Until we talk again in, 20 hours. Time for us to go. Have a good one.